umpire Ducker, the correct choice for the 1972 final. Puts the ball down. Up goes Big Marrett for Port Adelaide. Wins the tap down. Jaworski smothered off the boot. Knocked back there by Barrie Robran. Taken away by North Adelaide Flyer, their half-forward flanker, as he takes it and drives into that position. Caught under the ball. Beswick taking a good falling mark.
Well done, Beswick. And there's an odd move in the forward pocket. We've got Baker being stood by Hammond. Hammond in the back pocket standing a rover.
Up towards centre wing, Gerlach's in the front of the pack, couldn't pull it down, off hands taken by Nyland, mishandled. I think you find both rovers, and Port Adelaide today using 3 rovers, and they're resting both rovers in both forward pockets, an unusual move.
Big ruckman at full forward.
Marrett, and from the back, Barrie Robran, a tremendous knock to the half-forward flank, waiting on it Darryl Cale, a great game from him last week. Opening seconds of the big game in front of a crowd of around 53,000 here for the 1972 grand final between Port Adelaide and North Adelaide. You're viewing on 9. Spawn to the front spot, then doubled back to take the back spot. A hand pass away, finds Terry Von Berto. Kicks towards centre half forward. Davies, who should have taken the chest mark there, poked his hands at it, paid the penalty, and Marsh puts North Adelaide right into the forward pocket. Flying over the top there was Barry Hurl.
There's an attack through the defensive North of Port Adelaide, standing fast, punching it through to one behind. And it's very interesting, this forward work that Port have. They've got Big Mildy at full forward. Obviously then Marrett and Mildy will change at full forward. Baker and Grimwood in the forward pockets. Hammond in the back pocket, standing Baker.
Chris Nat kicks away towards the grandstand side. It's a big kick. Marrett gets underneath it. Knocked away there from Spawn. Taken away there by Master Von Berto. Back it goes, taken by Hurler's Stringer. On it goes to Rodney Robran. Picked up there, left foot. Here's a big chance as he blazes away at the goal. There's the first major score to North Adelaide. They rip away to 1-1. Port get to score.
Rodney Robran then very cool, making sure that the shot went through, and that is a good start. And the rover Von Berto setting up the handball, and it looked very, very easy out there for Robran. Given too much time, that's Rodney Robran to put it through.
Rodney Robran hails from North Whyalla, the same spot as his brother, of course, in Barrie Robran. Barrie, the better known of the two, of course, has won 2 Magarey medals.
4 in a row for umpire Ducker as Marrett gets high up into the air. Barrie Robran's there, the brother of Rodney Robran. It's still in the centre, and again Ducker will bounce. Been operating for 120 seconds. The score so far in the grand final, North Adelaide 1-1, 7 points. Marrett leaping high, taking it with 2 hands. Hand passes away to Nyland, taken by Grimwood. Grimwood onto his left foot, down to James, and James has kicked 1 goal so far in the final round. And this is the big kick down towards the full forward. Mildy away. Mildy positions himself well. Cunningham with excellent work. Gets away, the whistle is gone, and umpire Ducker is running down. Wally May, have you got it?
Too high. The tackle was definitely too high on the little fellow, over the shoulder indicated, and number 8 for Port Adelaide, Cunningham, the hero of last week's match, should put the first goal on the board for Port Adelaide. No more than 12 metres from the centre of the goal.
3 minutes now into this tremendous grand final already, and there's the big one to Port Adelaide. A goal to Cunningham.
His 39th for the season.
Well, that was well done then, because the umpire Ducker right on the spot, and the arm was definitely over the shoulder for the tackle, and he didn't hesitate even though it was right in the goal mouth.
There he is in your Channel 9 screen, and he was the runner-up in the Colts medal in 1969. He's still only 20 years of age and had a tremendous game last week for Port Adelaide when we gave him the Seiko watch as our best for Channel 9 in Port Adelaide's win last week over Central District.
Yes, and Peter Wood has the job of standing Barrie Robran.
Marrett up against Spawn. Great flash there. Handball out, taken there by the former Richmond player, Marrett. Strang. Taken and kicked on the loose ball from North Adelaide. Marked here on the forward line and handballed away from Stringer. Kicked away from defence by Port Adelaide.
Picked up there by Spawn. Over it goes to Strang. Strang towards centre half forward. Plummer's got possession. Plummer with a big 45-metre kick down towards the square and a roll right up towards the line. It could be a magic kick, but it's not. North Adelaide in possession. The hand pass is over, but it's through for a minor score.
Well done, Dennis Sash, and he just took it too far back, and it was handball through, actually. Nearly a certain goal then. He was setting it up for number 14, who is Hurl. Hurl went over the line and a behind resulted.
Chris Nat now. The kick away for Port Adelaide. Out towards the outer side. Good kick, 45, 50 metres away. Knocked down there by Spawn. This is good play. Picked up there by the 1971 Magarey medalist and Ebert. Marked. North Adelaide.
North Adelaide.
Strang.
Collins out of today's side. His knee blew up at training after Thursday night. There's the kick, a bad one. In front there was Davies. It was at White. Couldn't keep the ball in front of him, and Webb's got it. Webb's kicked to the full forward spot. Big Marrett was back there. Through his fingers it went. Knocked on by Clayton. Streaking in as Nyland. Heavily bandaged knee as usual. Ball pulled away from him. He's got it now. A hurried left footer. Stringer went to go without the ball. Sorrell's got it on the half-back line. He's pushed from behind up towards centre wing. Mistakes plenty at the moment as James throws out a handball towards Grimwood. It was the player I couldn't pick a moment ago. The handball on was a good one. Finds Maynard. Maynard goes to ground. Tackled strongly here by Spawn. And umpire Murray Ducker right on the spot will come in and bounce at centre half forward.
5 minutes.
2 points the difference. North Adelaide lead. We've seen some vigorous ruck tussles already. There's Spawn, not this time, had it all on his own. Handball out to Stringer, handled it better this time, tackled. The loose ball taken here by Maynard. Maynard shoved. Robran with a long handball on. Blocked here by Ebert. Ebert threw the ball out in front of him. Oh, that's Beswick coming through. He'll get a free kick.
Oh, and he's flattened by Webb. Webb straight through then, straight through the pack after the whistle had gone, and Beswick was the recipient. Well, Webb, we know, is a fiery,
15 metres,
tight custer. Yeah, and the 15 metres was there because Bomberto didn't go back. But Webb out on a half-forward flank at the moment.
Beswick, one of the local products from Port Adelaide, hails from the Exeter district, kicks towards centre half-forward. Up went Gerlach. Grimwood tried to bustle his way through. Bob Hammond went to the ground. Gerlach again, trying to handball away. Blocked by Spawn. Towards scrambly football at the moment as Howard, the half-back flanker, comes through, kicks towards the centre of the ground. Loose ball out there at centre wing.
A cross streaking there is Ebert. Away goes Ebert, bounces it awkwardly. He recovers very well. Drop kicks it, thumping big boot right down towards the right full forward puck. The whistle has gone. Back with umpire Ducker. Play still goes on, but Ducker's there. He's got control. Then it'll be a North Adelaide kick.
Well done, Bob Hammond. Then he knows what he's got to do. He's got to stop the run of these little fellows, and that was a good tackle. Thumped Baker into the ground.
Spry's kick out towards a half-back flank. Marrett got lots of leap in his legs, but it's taken here by Plummer. Tackled very fiercely. Marrett nearly the best man on the ground, even though it's early. Thumped away there, taken by Sorrell. Sorrell from the right half-forward flank and thumps it right back towards the square behind there. Knocked away. Here's the big chance for the gutsy player Grimwood. He's got a direct shot.
Oh, beautiful.
Port Adelaide have taken the lead at the 7-minute mark.
And the tactics of Port Adelaide paying off. They've got a rover in each forward pocket. Grimwood and Cunningham and Baker, and they don't care if the ball is punched away from the wrestling ruckman. And the little rover then, a lovely goal by Grimwood. Good tactics, Port Adelaide. The big mark is there for Merritt or Mildy, and if you punch away, there's a little rover in each forward pocket to snap it up. Bob Hammond playing a back pocket role, standing a rover.
Spry out knocked there by Big Mildy. Mildy has the ball come back to him, taps it out towards Light. Light's a tremendous game for the Magpies last week, kicks it wide towards their half-forward right flank. And yes, I agree with you, Wally. Bob Hammond's going to have his work cut out by the end of the day in pursuing fleet-footed rovers.
I'm certain of that. I'll change that.
Yes, perhaps North Adelaide have not yet been fully made aware of it. There's Mildy getting the tap down towards Baker. Picked up by Light again. Light running the wrong way, right up towards centre wing. Carted the ball 20 metres the wrong way, then hooked it back to the half-forward line. Off hands it comes to Voigt. Voigt with the left footer down in front of goals. Hammond's there. Oh, he's dropped the sitter. And this could be a goal as little Grimwood bustles it through, kicks it off the ground, and there's a goal against Bob Hammond.
That's the second goal against Bob Hammond. He was standing Grimwood a minute ago, and Grimwood got away and belted one through. Hammond then, from a direct mistake, had the ball taken away from him by Grimwood again. 2 goals out of the forward pocket in 2 minutes against Hammond, who's too big and too slow to stand rovers.
Port Adelaide 3 straight now. North Adelaide 1-2. 18-8. Back now with umpire Ducker. Very risky attempt there by Grimwood, but it got the full result. Umpire Ducker now bouncing the ball. It's taken away there from the centre by Webb. No, not Webb at all. Robran's across there, trying to break clear. The whistle's gone again. 9-minute mark. You're viewing on 9, the big 9. Here's Ducker bouncing the ball high. Mildy's across there, couldn't take it away. On the bottom there is Johnny Spry, former Claremont footballer from Western Australia, and he's got the free kick, Spry.
Yes, big Leon Mildy went right over the top of his shoulder.
32 games he played with Claremont Spry. Now towards a half-forward flank, and there's Ebert.
Oh, Russell Ebert at centre half back took the mark, but the free kick was there as the Port Adelaide player Darryl Cale pushed in the back.
Darryl Cale, the brother of Johnny, sitting on the bench this afternoon as the captain of Port Adelaide. It's taken away here by James, who's figuring prominently. His kick down ground is missed by Grimwood. Taken away by Hammond. Over it goes to Strang. Strang with a beauty. Boots it right towards centre half forward. Robran in front. That's Rodney Robran. Couldn't control it. Taps it down. Great work there by North Adelaide. Battling away. The birds are there. And it's going to be Rebick.
Well done,
10 points
Rebick.
the difference.
He earned that one the hard way. 10 points of difference. 15 metres given away. And Rebick has the chance of dropping it in the square where Big Dennis Sash is being stood by Matt. Sash out in the pocket at the moment.
Revick now from 45, 50, 60 metres out as it goes towards the pocket. Across there was Ebert, couldn't take it. Von Berto's there too. Hand passes over. North Adelaide have got a score, and it's a minor one.
Pearl, the player for North Adelaide, former Norwood player, played with their thirds and then cleared to North Adelaide back about 3 or 4 seasons ago.
And the handball coming from Von Berto. That's the second time it's come out like a bullet to a player going past. But a point only the result. Matt to bring it to the grandstand side.
Usually a seconds full back. Did a good job on the North full forward last time he stood him off. Hands comes down to Voigt. Voigt from the half-back line. Kicks high towards the centre of the ground. Gerlach and Jaworski. Good battle there. Barrie Robran's got the ball. Clever play. Handballs over to Strang, the former Richmond flyer. He kicks to the full forward spot. Oh, what a leap! Barrie hurled, but he couldn't pull it down. Rodney Robran snaps it in towards the goal and is taken away by the McGarry medalist in Ebert. Playing well out to centre wing. Finds the flying light. What a speedster this fellow is. Here's his kick from centre wing down towards the half-forward line. Shepherding off allows Gerlach to take a good mark. Plays it on. Gives it to Maynard. Maynard doesn't know what to do with it. Eventually handballs over to Grimwood. Getting away from Hammond again. Snaps in towards the goal. This will fall short. Marrett's there. A jump right over the top of him. It's tough clear.
1 point.
1 point. Thank you, Wally.
And I tell you what, Hammond then in all sorts of bother again as Grimwood nearly put his third goal on the board. 2-1. Grimwood has kicked from the forward pocket with Hammond standing in the forward pocket. Hammond going to take the kick out on this occasion. Big Spawn standing Marrett at full forward.
12-minute mark, 10 points the difference. Port Adelaide lead after losing the toss. They've got Kingston out. There's the kick to the half-back line. Off hands taken by Light. Light streaks in towards the goals again. Hammers it to full forward. Spawn and Marrett. Marrett in front. Has he marked it? He has on the second grab.
Well, there it is. This forward set-up of Port Adelaide working well. Marrett and Mildy at full forward. Get in front at all costs, they've been told. Try and mark if it's punched away. Cunningham, Baker or Grimwood running round the front of the pack. Marrett, generally a good shot for goal. 25 metres dead out in front.
That's borne out by the fact he's kicked 34 goals this season. If he gets it, it's his 35th. He's missed, and that's not like him, Wally.
No, it's not like him, but he did drop it crooked, and that's the way it went. It spun in the air the wrong way for a drop punt. Big Spawn heaves a sigh of relief. He was the chappie that tried to do the spoiling.
Recruited to the Port Adelaide side in 1969 from the southeast, and he's the third Marrett to wear the colours for the Magpies. Formerly, his father and uncle played with the club.
55 metres out as Hammond's kick. Across there, taken by Von Berto. Smothered well there by Port Adelaide. Recovered. Jaworski towards the left centre wing. It'll bounce close towards the line.
Yes, and out the line it goes, and we've got now have Webb in the centre of the ground, I take it. Yes, in the centre, Webb been shifted from a half-forward flank.
Spry 38, Mildy 30. Respective ruckman, big fellow, 6'6.5", the pair of them. As Mildy gets right across the top, and it's apparent that the Port Adelaide rucks are leaping high as Robran gets it down forward. Across there is Plummer. Good body work on Ebert. It's very close to the line. Players going in with sheer desperation. Play still allowed to go on, but Ducker's there.
These two sides have met 4 times during the year for 2 wins each. North Adelaide, of course, were victors over Port in last year's grand final.
13 minutes as Mildy pumps it clear. Taken there by Light. It's good play on to Sorrell. Sorrell on towards the right foot. Boots it down a good 55 metres down ground. Mark by Spawn.
Good mark. Miles in front on the chest. That's a safe place to be. Marrett not able to get in front on that occasion.
Spawn now. Not a good kick, and this is not a good one either as it goes out. Missed there by Webb. Webb's got the chance to come back, but it's left to Spry. Smothered. Knocked away there by Port Adelaide. Von Berto, number 2, state player. Hand passes to Paul. Paul onto his right foot. Boots it down ground across there. Robran, 2 hands. Right away it goes to Plummer. Here's the big chance of Plummer. Thumps it down towards centre half forward. Play going across there. Great mark! A beauty!
Oh, magnificent Darryl Cale, manoeuvring with the body, watching the ball, holding the player down, hooks it in one hand.
Cale from centre half back, thumps it out towards the left centre wing. It's a good kick. Howard's across there, knocks it clear. Gerlach, number 3 there. Slow mover, but hand passes it well on to James. James has had more kicks this afternoon. He's had the other 2, and there's a big kick. A beauty, but it's a minor score.
James on his half-forward flank, getting into this game, really going well. Had 3 kicks, and James is on a half-forward flank. Gerlach has set a half-forward.
Another one to be recruited from the Mount Gambier area by Port Adelaide. He's kicked 60 goals for Port Adelaide this season and has been a find at full forward, but hasn't shown the same form in the final round series. In fact, has only kicked 1 goal so far. Doing much better today on a half-forward line. There's a more Hammond-like kick of beauty right towards centre wing, off hands towards Light, winning his wing hands down. Knocked out by Gerlach. Light again, scoops it on. No one there. Strang, however, for North Adelaide, crashes his way through into Light in clearing.
Yes, and softens it over the ground, over the line. Typical Victorian stuff. Make it safe along the ground. 12
points the difference. Port Adelaide lead after losing the toss. Halfway mark, first term. Big Mildy got up very high then. Picked up by North Adelaide, cleared away towards centre wing. Davies pushed aside. Handball on was good for North Adelaide, and they go in with a long kick through their rover mark to the half-forward line. Ebert again, winning centre half back at this stage for mine. Kicks to the half-forward line. Strong kicking from Port Adelaide at this stage.
Yes, they're making distance with every kick they get.
Ball still in play, taken by little Baker. He goes down under a wall of red and white Guernseys.
Yes, and the free kick been shotted out his way, and by Jingo he did earn it. 3 North Adelaide players over the top of him.
He's a very handy rover around the goals. Didn't kick accurately last week, but that was the exception. There's his kick to the half-forward line. Picking it up there is Marsh again. Clearing for North Adelaide. High towards centre wing. Barrie Robran from the side. That was he, number 10, you saw in your Channel 9 screen. A reminder tonight at 10 to 10 following the movie. You'll see the replay of today's preliminary final from the VFL.
Outer side of the oval, a big thump away there from Spry. Spry knocks it down on the ground. Taken there by Sorrell, a half-forward flanker specialist. He boots it down towards Maynard, and Maynard in front did well to mark that.
It was a good mark because the player he beat was Jaworski coming away from centre-half back. Gerlach has dropped back. Strang has changed over.
Short kick on from Maynard. Looks at the down ground, looking for James. Couldn't take it. Seemed to interfere with the North Adelaide play. Allowed to go on. Cross there is Howard. He's got it. Lost it. Taken by James. James has kicked it. Magic. And it is.
Oh, that's straight through the centre, and Port Adelaide are going well in their forward division. James obviously has been told to go where he likes. He came from the grandstand side out to the other side and booted through a magnificent goal from the outer. Well done, James.
And that is his 61st for the season, and as Wally and Ian and I have already told you, he's probably had more kicks in this first quarter of this grand final than he probably had in 2 or 3 quarters of any of the other games.
Electrifying football at the moment, and it's all Port Adelaide in the grand final in 1972. As it's leaping up there in spawn, taken by little Cunningham, the best man on the ground last week, and our Seiko winner. Howard from an awkward angle, winning. James did well to knock it on. Picked up by Grimwood, who's kicked 2-1. What's he got now? It's 2-2.
2-2 Grimwood and a left footer then, and he helped the pack along. He's had 7 kicks to kick his 2-2. Hammond was pushed in the back. And Port Adelaide looking the better side. Sorrell's going well in the centre. Ebert at centre half back. Magnificent. James is playing well. And Cunningham and Grimwood in the forward pockets doing a good job. Voigt going everywhere that Robran goes has hardly given him a touch.
19 points of difference now as Hammond thumps it out towards the 55-metre mark. It's a big kick and a big leap from Robran.
There it was, Robran over the top of Voigt. That's the first time that we've seen it.
Robran now onto his left foot, thumping it down towards Marsh, and he's got it.
That's the reason why they won't give it to him. He finds a player every time.
Over it goes, taken there by Strang, the former Richmond player. Sachse is down there, leaping too soon. A beautiful mark there to Chris Matt.
Yes, Chris Matt in the middle of the pack, Hurl behind and Sash in front, and that takes some doing to pull one down between that pair.
Here it is, the streamers all over the ground. This is Matt kicking away up towards the right centre wing, more towards the half-back flank right as it's thumped away there by Spawn, taken forward by Voigt. The Constable Voigt thumps it out towards centre half forward, a big kick. Grimwood's there, number 4, he's kicked 2-2. Does well there. Here's the chance for Howard. Howard out towards the right centre wing. Nyland streaking down there. Knocked down there by Stringer. James is hand passed. It's not a good, but it's over there. Tackled well, more strapping than Cardigan Bay as it's booted out by Jaworski.
Up towards the centre of the ground and marked here by Barrie Robran. He'll try and find a Guernsey on the half-forward line.
That's the second kick in as many minutes. He's getting away from Voigt.
Goes wide as I predicted and finds Barry Hurl on the half-forward right flank.
2 kicks he's had and 2 players he's found.
Clayton stands the mark. Kick towards the goal square. Through comes Sash and Wool couldn't quite hold it. Ebert's got it. Tackled by on all sides. Darryl Cale with a boot out of the pack towards the half-back line. Marrett had to wait on it. Goes over Spawn's head. Comes to Barrie Robran. He's grabbed hold of by White. They jump right into the middle of his back. And he'll get a free kick at half-forward left, but he earned that one, Wally.
He's going to earn them with Voigt. It was well done. The pressure is being kept on the champion, and we'll see a really good go. And Big Marrett fell on top of him. 3 kicks, 3 players he's found. 3 kicks in as many minutes, and each time the pass is found a North Adelaide player. What have we got now? His brother at centre half forward, getting away from Ebert. He would be 40, 45 metres out on a very slight angle.
Important shot for North Adelaide. Haven't looked settled at any stage yet. Here's the shot from Rodney Robran. It looks fairly good from here. It's for a 6-pointer and one Waleed at the 20-minute mark that I felt they needed very badly.
Well, that's the second goal that's been kicked from centre-half forward by Rodney Robran. He's done a good job, but he, but also an attacking fullback, has driven Port Adelaide in many times. The score's 2-3-15 North Adelaide, 4-4-28 Port.
20-minute mark of the first quarter.
Barrie Robran, the player to make the difference in this last few minutes. He got away from Voigt 3 times, 3 passes, found a red and white Guernsey.
Marritt's up there, been leaping very high. Across there is Voigt, couldn't take it. Marritt thumps it on, taken across there and booted forward by Baker. Underneath it is Grimwood. He's got it. He's kicked 2-2.
He's kicked 2-2 out of a forward pocket, and we have Hammond standing him in the forward pocket. He's had 8 kicks. 2 goals, 2 on the board. He'd be 45 to 50 metres out. A big long kick. If he can do the distance, it'll be a beauty.
15 to 28 now as Grimwood comes in. He's not a good kick, but this is reasonable as it wobbles its way forward. Spry was across there. Across there is Jaworski, the form centre-half back. Out it goes, taken by Strang, lost by that player, winning very hard. Capitalised on Cunningham. A right foot kick goes right up towards the square. It's the right spot, but it's marked in defence there by the Roosters. And it's the big player across there in Spry.
Yes, well done, Spry. Tucked himself round that ball. Hard to punch it away.
Spry out towards the right half-back flank. Across goes Stringer, and Stringer's marked. He plays on quickly. 4th in the Magarey medal this year as he boots it up towards the centre. Robran does very well. That's Barrie, and across it goes to Rodney.
Nice.
He dummies a hand pass, but then boots it down ground. Across there is Beswick. Marsh. Good mark. Plays on quickly. He's a left-footer. Dumps it down towards the right full forward pocket. That's the left full forward pocket. Taken away across there by Clayton. Great play by Clayton as he boots it clear. Lights across there. Whistle is gone.
Yes, the whistle's gone because Clayton was dealt with after he kicked the ball.
Light now thumps it down towards the right centre wing. Behind there is Jaworski. An effortless mark to Gerlach.
Beautiful. In front, too strong, too big.
Looks more impressive than did Kingston in that position as he kicks it down towards the forward pocket. Marked by Cunningham, and the Rovers in both forward pockets for the Magpies doing everything at this stage.
Yes, and they're on top, and this is a very difficult one, 45 metres out.
And it's going to fall well short from the back of the pack, thumped down into the forward pocket. Coming to meet it was Jeff Paul. Knocked away, kick clear by Terry Von Berto, out towards the half-back line. Phillips from behind, Light in front. Phillips has won this one Light's won this one so far. Taken by Port Adelaide, kicked to full forward, knocked away there by Spry. Picked up and cleared by Jeff Paul towards the half-back line. Robran allowed Voigt to go in first and knocked it back, and a throw in on the far side.
Well, very interesting tussle there, Barrie Robran versus Peter Voigt, and for the first 15 minutes I gave it to Voigt, but Robran has got away in the last 5 or 10.
13 points the difference. Marriott a strong tap right down towards Baker, usually knows where the goals are, puts them right up in front, and Milding's got it.
Well done, Milding. Used the body well then and shifted his opposition in Spry, shifted him at least 2 feet and tucked the big arms round it. He'd be no more than 10 metres from the goal, a very difficult angle. He's playing at full forward, so he's expected to kick goal.
He's not without his critics in the Port Adelaide camp, but if he kicks this, it'll be roses all the way for the former player from Barmera up in the Upper Maori area, joined the club, Port Adelaide club, in 1907.
Well, there was a check side attempt and it didn't come off, one behind only. That takes Port Adelaide to 4 goals, 5-29, leading North Adelaide 2-3-15. Still no change. Hammond watching Rovers in the forward pocket and has had 2 goals kicked against him.
Here's the strong point in his game. Strong kicking in, straight out towards the half-back line. 2 North Adelaide players and eventually taken by Spawn. Handballs on towards the Rover in Von Berto. They go to half-forward.
His kick is taken across there at half-forward by Rodney Robran.
15 metres given away by Beswick. The whistle has gone. The mark has been taken and Beswick brought the player to the ground. Well, we've got Rodney Robran, centre half forward. He's kicked 2 goals. He's 40 metres out, dead in front. Had 5 kicks.
He can kick the distance. There's no problems about that. It's the accuracy you'll have to wait on, and I can tell from here it's going to be out on the full.
Out on the full it is, and exactly as you've been told by Ian Aiken, and who's to take it, I can't see there now. Is it Chris Knapp? Yes.
That it is, the fullback. He replaced Hayes, who was reported and convicted. Got 2 weeks and not playing this afternoon. Here's the big kick away here from Nat towards the left half-back flank. Voigt's across there, Marritt's there as well. Oh, great judgment there by James as he kicks it down. Best man on the ground at the moment. Out towards Gerlach. Gerlach couldn't control it. He's got it now. Lost it now. He pats it out towards the line. Jaworski's there. Hand passes back. Nyland can't handle it. Jaworski with sheer desperation goes in there where Angels fear to tread. Over it goes to Marsh. Marsh has kicked it down towards the right half-forward flank. Across here, leaping high was Revitt. Couldn't gain possession. There's Ebert. Ebert's got it. And passes over to backing up Clayton. Good play. On it goes to Cale. Darryl Cale's kick goes in towards the centre. Sprang underneath it. A beautiful mark.
Well done. Handballed it on to Phillips.
Phillips streaks through the centre of the ground, kicks it down to the half-forward flank. Nobody home, coming out to meet it. Russell Ebert scoops it up cleverly. The long handball out towards his teammate. Is it Nat? Nat it is, the full-back. Formerly usually plays in the seconds. Kicks away from the half-back line to the half-forward line. Mark Sorrell, played on by Sorrell, out to Light. Light's got a wall of Guernsey. Look at him go away. Blistering speed, straight to James. And James doing particularly well for the Magpies at this stage.
Yes, he's having a run on the ball, James, and coming off his half-forward flank every now and again and doing a good job. He's had 6 kicks.
Has already kicked 1 goal, 1. Be as far as he'd like to be from the goals. He's going to put it right to the line. McMildy's there. Ooh, had a big, strong grab at it too for a second, Wally.
Yes, and it went straight through his hands, though, because Spry, Spawn it was, jumped in front of him, must have taken his eye off the ball. Hammond coming back to kick it out.
14 points the difference. Port Adelaide lead, and the ferocity of their opening has shocked North Adelaide, and also their tactical move in playing 3 rovers, something that was in vogue and very fashionable in South Australian football going back 10, 15 years ago. We haven't seen it for a long time, and certainly not 2 rovers, both resting in the forward pocket, and it shocked and rocked North Adelaide.
60 seconds into the time-on period as Hammond thumps it out 55 metres, taken away there by the left footer in Marsh, out towards the half-forward Frank left, across there, taken by Rodney Robin, he's kicked 2, Ham passes on, good play, here's a big chance for Adrian Revick, got 3 last year in the grand final, his kick is precision, but there's Beswick, a good mark.
Oh, well done, Beswick, in front of Von Berto, ran the wrist, went for the ball, and it comes off.
Centre wing left is his big kick. Players going up there, and Webb taken there by Rod Davies, taken there by Webb, number 19. Hand passes on, looking for Plummer. The boundary umpire's on the scene, though.
Yes, and the pair are there, Robran and Voigt, everywhere they go. Spawn versus Marrett, the hit-out rucker.
Collins out of the North Adelaide side.
Marrett, Robran thumps it down. Great leap. Knocks it down looking for Von Berto. Von Berto's hand passes followed up by the little rover again.
For Port Adelaide, Broadbridge, Spencer and Kingston out of the side. Hayes, of course, out also suspended. And they have Johnny Cale on the bench together with Hobby.
Marrett and Spawn, neither one could take it. But now that's Spawn. You just saw him. Taken there by Sorrell, 31. Left foots it down towards the left centre wing. Across goes Howard. Still in play there is Barrie Robran. Check sides it. Out towards the outer side of the oval, looking across there for Plummer. He knew he was there, and Plummer's by himself. Light, of course, is a great speedster. Plummer thumps it down towards the left half-forward flank. Rodney Robin's across there. Taken there by Light. Light was tackled. Play on. North Adelaide working through Plummer. The kick is high. Dennis Sachse hasn't had a kick so far. Still hasn't got it. He's got it now, though. Here's his first. Left foot's it down ground, looking across there for Hurl.
Hurl's got it in the forward pocket. He'll get the free kick.
Yes, clever work, Hurl then. Left the ball behind, and he was tackled by Nat, it looks like to me, and pulled away from the ball. Hurl, quick, agile, could do the distance, no problem. Very difficult angle, 40 metres out.
One of the most mercurial players in the game. It's a strong-looking kick. It'll go right to the goal line. And that's the big chappie. Dennis Sachse has marked the ball right in front and will have a set shot from no more than 3 or 4 metres out.
Well, that's the plan for North Adelaide. It hasn't come off as yet, as you've been told. This is the second kick for Dennis Sachse. He's handballed a couple, coming in 5 metres out. No problem at all to put it through.
He's kicked 65 goals this season. He's kicked 66, and what a handy one for North Adelaide as he brings up his 230th goal since he's been playing in league company.
Well, a good recovery by North Adelaide. They were shocked, there's no doubt about it. They've made a couple of changes. Webb came off a half-forward flank and came into the centre to try and contain Sorrell, who's going extra well. 21 North Adelaide, 30 Port Adelaide. 9 points of difference in the Magpies lead.
All it is, 1-3. Back now with umpire Ducker. Had a tremendous season as an umpire in 1972 as Ducker, and this is his 4th in a row in the final round. Big bounce. Spries across there. He's got it too. Knocked down there by Rod Davies. Taken there by Barrie Robran, number 10. On it goes to Davies again, the first-year player. Down it goes. Across goes Stixie Phillips. He should gain possession. Doesn't do so. Bet very heavily there by Light. Nothing wrong with it, though. The crowd didn't like it, but the hand pass is on. There's little Cunningham. Left puts it down. The big kick, 5-5 he got last week. Here's the kick down towards the forward pocket. Spawn knocks it back. Across there is Jeff Paul. Play still going on. Picked up there by Spawn. Lost by that player. Hammond's across there. Hammond's big kick goes out towards the centre half back. Spry leaping high. Couldn't gain possession of the ball. Backed up there by Cunningham. Cunningham with a little kick goes out looking for Gerlach, and Gerlach's got it.
Yes, and Gerlach well in front of Jaworski, who looks a little slow to me.
Yes.
He was miles from Gerlach, and Gerlach has been a very steady centre-half forward. Somebody to kick out all the time.
Doing better in this position than Kingston has done in the two finals so far.
It's a shocking old kick down ground. Looked like a North Adelaide mark. It'll be paid. Spawn it is.
Yes, Spawn.
Well done.
Characteristic leap.
Wally, several of the North Adelaide players look very slow to me. Plummer's one who in particular looks very, very sluggish, and I noticed too with Jaworski, as you called it, looking very slow and playing from behind.
Yes, not like him. The best centre-half back in the game this season has proved anyway.
Time on by 5.5 minutes as it goes out towards a half-back flank. A wall of players leap high, taken there by Jaworski. 27, boots it out. Looking across there for Adrian Revick. He's got it, lost it now. Back into possession he's gained.
Clever.
And pass on. Great play there. Max Hall. Across goes Light. Light's got it. Lost by Light. Recovered by Light. The hand passes on. Von Berto goes in there. Port Adelaide using guts. Nothing else. Hand skill. Hand passes on towards Light. Light spits it again. He's got it. Whistle still not going. Away it goes out towards the right half forward flank. Waits across there and it's out of play.
There can be no cavilling about this game. Both of these two sides want this premiership badly, and they're prepared to risk bruises and battering to win it.
Still 6 minutes into the time on period. The siren still hasn't gone as Light clumps it away towards Cunningham. Lost by that player. Taken across there by Strang. Hand pass on. Looking for Barrie Robran. Got it. Robran onto his left foot. Left centre wing, out towards the left half forward flank. Away goes Davies. Couldn't gain possession. Traps it well though. Recovers. Hand passes back. Port Adelaide boots it clear. Across goes Ebert. Ebert can't gain possession. Now he's got it. Hand passes on.
White will take it forward from the centre wing as the siren goes. A quarter in which for a moment North Adelaide were badly rattled, with Port Adelaide playing two rovers in the two forward pockets. An unusual one that worked with Grimwood getting a couple of goals. Start of the second term of the League Grand Final for 1972. Umpire Ducker in charge, and there's Spawn winning a big tap. Knocked back by Phillips. Loose ball to Light. Light with a handball outfinds Davies, the stylish half-back flanker for Port Adelaide. He kicks a long one into the forward pocket, running with the ball. Two North Adelaide players collide there, and the handball away from Big Mildy, taken by Paul, one of the players in the collision. Handball's over to Hammond. Hammond's kick clear from the last line of defence towards centre half-back. Marked here by Phillips. Phillips was beaten in the first term by Light.
No doubt about that. Light, one of the best players for Port Adelaide in the first quarter.
Here's Phillips' kick towards centre half forward, hoping for knocked away there, however, from Russell Ebert, trying to pick it up. Clayton, a good pick up on the run, over towards Ebert, number 7, scooped it up casually and cleverly, out towards centre wing to Sorrell. Sorrell's got an open forward line in front of him. He decides to run, tackled by Phillips. Play-on's called, the correct decision. Handball in, over the head. No, it's taken by his teammate James, going in towards goals. Shoots and it's out on the full.
Out on the full from James, who's been a very valuable player. Out on the half-forward flank, getting tons of kicks. Has kicked 1 goal, 2 behind.
Spry's kick away is marked across there on the right half-back flank by Alan Howard. Howard, who came from Kangaroo Island. The big kick away towards the right centre wing. Across there is Merritt behind. 29 couldn't take the mark. He's closely opposed there by Spawn. Merritt's got it, lost by that player. On it goes to Nyland. Nyland's lost again. The tackle was good. Play allowed to go on. Picked up there by the mercurial Robran, a dual McGarry medalist, and it's taken away there by Von Berto. Von Berto's kick goes down ground. Across here is Clayton 10. Taken across there by Beswick. Lost by Beswick. Players go in, and so does umpire Ducker.
9 points the difference, Port lead.
And it's a ball up in the forward pocket. No more than 25 metres from North Adelaide's goal. Big Marrett's there.
Port led by 3 goals at one stage in the first term.
Dumped away there by Barrie Robran, the beauty. Down goes Beswick. Beswick's got it. Bounces his way towards the line, and out it goes.
Over the line and out, and Webb playing right in the centre of the ground, allowing Sorrell to go where he likes, and that's a little bit dangerous.
Big crowd, a huge crowd, close to the record. That was 62,000 people. I doubt if it's that, but it's very close. Up across there, thumped away there by North Adelaide. Lost, taken by White, 17. Out towards the half-back flank is Nyland. Nyland's got it, lost by that player. Dropping the ball, says the crowd, but the umpire's in control. Nyland's got it now. Left puts it out towards the left centre wing. Gerlach's across there. Jaworski's there as well. Jaworski's got it. The kick is smothered, but it's well taken there by Spawn. Spawn boots it down towards centre half forward and across there is Rodney Robran.
Oh, well done, Rodney Robran, in front of a champion in Even. Even played well in the first quarter. Let's not forget that Rodney Robran has kicked 2 goals. He's 30 metres out. Slight angle and could make it his third, and North Adelaide needed. This fellow going well at centre half forward.
He's been the surprise packet for North Adelaide so far, I feel, but this time he's kicked narrowly and misses 1 point.
It hit the post. The post is still shaking. That's how close he went. A characteristic Robran-like drop punt. The centre, a tradesman in if ever I've seen one.
One of the cleverest footballers in South Australia is Sticks Phillips from North Adelaide. Represented the state continuously from 1965 to 1968, and that swings a bit back in the ledger his way, and he's clashed with light. Here it comes down to Jaworski, going better now after a scratchy start. Kicks it wide to the half-forward flank. White from behind, number 17, couldn't pull it down. Ebert swoops on it, runs back the wrong way. He's a very accomplished footballer, and look at the kick from him. It's a beauty, right up to the centre of the ground. Phillips again from the side, knocked Gerlach as he looked set. Marsh tried to tap the ball on. It comes through and handballed on towards Rodney Robran. Intercepted from Davies was excellent. Out towards the half-forward flank, Sorrell, spoilt there by Howard, knocked on by Light, pursued by Jaworski. Light goes back for it, recovered very well, handballs to Sorrell. Sorrell knocking it on, down towards the forward pocket. Little Baker, they ran right over the top of him, kicked away by Paul, up towards centre wing.
Up across there is Big Bill there. A couple of bites at the big skin. He couldn't take it. Taken there by Grimwood. Away goes Grimwood. Good play by the little rover. Pumps it down towards the left full forward pocket. It's North Adelaide mark, and it's Hammond.
Bob Hammond then in front of the pack. Steady. Sees a player out on the wing all on his own. Phillips.
Phillips is across there. He's kicked the last one for North Adelaide. He's got all the time in the world to get as much distance in between him and the ball, but it's going to be marked by Darryl Cale.
Only 2 points the difference now in favour of Port Adelaide, and I get the impression, Wally, that North Adelaide have steadied.
Yes, they've steadied all right, and there's a change, I'll tell you in a moment.
Out it goes, over the centre position, knocked on there by Grimwood. Across there is Jaworski. Hand passes away, knocked down there by Gerlach. It's good play by Plummer. Plummer steadies and boots it down, looking for Hurl. Hurl leaping from behind like a gazelle. Couldn't take it. Across there is Clayton. Clayton has the ball knocked away from him. Taken across there by Rebeck. On it goes to Robran. That's Rodney Robran. He'll bump it out. Right down towards the line it goes, and out on the full.
And on the full, and James, who started on the half-forward flank, is in the centre of the ground, and Sorrell is out half-forward on the flank. He's a specialist half-forward, and they're expecting goals from him.
One gets the impression with the aggression with Port Adelaide started and fine football that it would have stopped any other side but North in their tracks.
North still trail by 2, and that's 2 points. Across there is Light. Well held there by Phillips, who uses his body very well to knock it back to taken by Von Burton as a Plummer. James is the big player here. Picked up there by Plummer, very strong player. Taken there by Spry. Taken here by Davies at Port Adelaide. There's a magnificent kick from Davies. A raking drop kick goes towards centre half forward. Cunningham knocks it on. Taken across here now by North Adelaide. Jeff Paul, number 6. Paul out towards the right centre wing, looking across there for teammate Barrie Robran. Leaping high was Robran, couldn't get it. Davies is across there. Davies, number 23, will relieve.
Right down towards the half-forward line, and waiting for it there's Trevor Sorrell, and lost check there by Howard, who was yards or metres away from him when the ball was in the air.
Can't do that when he's out on a half-forward flank. He's one of the best half-forward flankers in the game.
Here's the kick to full forward. Marrett well spoilt there and knocked away by Spawn. Out towards Von Burton. He's got it in the back pocket. His kick is a loose one. Could go out on the full. It has. This will see Nyland bring it back.
Nyland and Webb going to stand the mark. And just a minute ago I saw Webb jump into the pack and flatten Nyland.
It's Nyland's kick. Good player for Port Adelaide last week in their win over Centrals to the half-forward line. 3 was Gerlach. Couldn't see the North Adelaide player, but it would have been Jaworski. These two having a good tussle.
Oh, yes, it's a good tussle, all right, but I'd give it to Gerlach at the moment.
Throw in on the far side. Spawn and Marrett.
Spawn down and hurt.
Grimwood's got it. Steadies on the half-forward line. Kicks now hurriedly to the forward pocket. In front, North Adelaide dancing all the way with the fullback or normal fullback in Bob Hammond.
Yes, Bob Hammond then sitting back in the normal place after Spawn has gone across with Marrett. Too tall for the Rovers.
Yes, when the ball's kicked in high, Wally, he's at an advantage, but he's at a tremendous disadvantage when it's kicked in low because he hasn't got the toe to go with the little chaps. There's the kick, missed there, and the big chap Moulding doesn't know what to do with it. Eventually gave it and found Sorrell. Sorrell turns, kicks to the full forward area. Marrett goes Marrett. He's marked only 20 metres out.
Well, Marrett then acting as the full forward, and they're looking for him. Spawn, the man that should have done the spoiling, dumped heavily a couple of minutes ago. I don't think has recovered. Marrett has had one shot at goal, resulting in a behind. He's dead in front. He's 25 metres from the goal. They need a goal.
12-minute mark of the second quarter. The difference is 2 points in favour of the Magpies. The battle of the birds now as Barrett comes in. It's a big kick and it looks true. It's there.
That's a better one. 1 goal, 1 for Barrett, who's been the best ruckman on the ground, done all the hitting out, and has done his job also at full forward. 1-1.
And Marrett, that brings up his 35th goal for this season, and that's an excellent effort for a resting ruckman, and it supports the theory that he's a very accurate shot at goal from anywhere within a region of 35 to 45 yards. Doesn't miss too many of the important ones.
1-2 the difference now in favour of Port Adelaide, the black and whites. 5-6, 4-4. Umpire Ducker. No one can take the tap away, but Mildy's got it. He's rucking well, and so has Barrett. Light's got it, dumps it down towards centre half forward. Behind there is Hammond, and Hammond takes the mark.
If they kick it in and blaze away, they're going to murder these little fellows, Port Adelaide. They started well, but they're blazing a little bit. Hammond too good in the air.
In towards the centre position. Mildy uses his body. Spry knocks it away, taken there by Marsh. On the Plover it goes. This is a more positive attack as the big kick goes down. And he's marked there.
Free
but
kick.
The whistle is gone. It'll be Port Adelaide's kick.
That's right, and it was quite correct because he was hit in the back by Big Dennis Sachse.
Naturally is. Cross there, taken there by Voigt. Voigt 17, hand passes on. Across goes Spry. Spry was recruited from Claremont, picked up there by Mildy. Mildy goes on to Darryl Cale. Darryl Cale's kick is a beauty. It screams its lay down ground, but there's Jeff Paul. Paul plays on very quickly, kicks in towards the centre position. Webb's in front, Davies behind. Knocked away there by Davies. Good play on it, goes to Sorrell 31. Tackled there by Plummer on it, goes to Webb. Webb still trying to go through a wall of players, but the whistle is gone. And it'll be a bounce up by umpire Ducker.
8 points the difference, Port lead, 14-minute mark. Your caller's Ian Aitken, former Claremont player from Western Australia. You're viewing on 9.
Centre half forward is Big Leon Mildy, number 30, takes it. Hand passes on. No one can break clear. The ball's on the ground and the whistle is gone.
Robran pulled back. He had the ball. Interfered with, going for the ball.
Those comments from Wally May, former Sturt champion, as it's booted up towards the centre position, left wing. Across there, and the mark is taken there by Darryl Cale. On goes the hand pass to Light. Back it goes to Darryl Cale. Great play. Beautiful spell there by Phillips. Picked up there brilliantly by Alan Maynard as he gets onto his left foot. Punts it out towards the left full forward pocket. Across goes Barrett. It bounces off. At least Vaughan's across there. Vaughan goes out towards the right half back. Blake pats it forward. James is over there. James has been tripped, fell, and the whistle has gone. It'll be a Port Adelaide free kick.
Yes, and James, no, it's out on the full, and the umpire is going to throw it in.
Away it comes, back into play. Knocked away there by Sport. Taken there by North Adelaide. Out it goes across there. Leaping high was Nyland, number 24, but it's out of play.
And punched away again, and another throw in we'll see. And we've got Big Mildy versus Spry.
28 to 36. Mildy is 30. Spry is across there,
Mildy.
taken there by Cunningham. Cunningham kicks down towards the forward pocket.
James.
Looks like a beauty, it is.
James, a beautiful mark. James alternating centre and half forward flank. Sorrell is back in the centre. James is back on the half forward flank. He kicked 1 goal too, and he took a magnificent mark on that occasion. 45 metres out, a very, very difficult angle. Bob Hammond standing the mark.
Kicked 60 goals this season. The lad hails from Mount Gambier, as do 3 or 4 of his teammates.
The big kick away from James. 45, 50 metres out. It'll go close. It's a magic goal. A beauty to James.
Well, there's the confidence, and he'll go well from now on. He's kicked his second goal, James. He's played half his game out on a half-forward flank, half his game in the centre, and this move is paying off. North Adelaide don't quite know where he is. And he's had 8 kicks. He's taken 3 marks, and he's kicked 2 goals, 2 behind. Well, Rodney Robran being shadowed by Wood, very quiet in this quarter.
Spry and Mildy. Mildy may have perhaps won the edge. Phillips taps it down to Barrie Robran. Where would North be without this chappie? He's playing well, but he's forced into error here, or forced to kick it very high. North haven't gained a great deal. Schubert went without the ball. It wasn't Schubert, it was Rebick, the half-forward flanker, which reminds me, I don't think I've called Schubert as yet. Is he there on his centre wing, Wally? I'm just looking for him. Schubert?
Yeah, he's there, I think.
There's the tap down by Mildy, out towards Baker. Baker, a cool player for Port Adelaide, particularly around the goals. Kicks to the centre of the ground. The shove in the back to Jaworski, and the free kick, yes, was paid.
No doubt about it. Jaworski helped along with the elbow, and
Gerlach was the offending player.
Yes.
Jaworski at the centre of the ground. A strong drop kick from him to the half-forward line. Barry Hurl pushes his opponent in Clayton in under the ball. Taken by Nyland. His kick down to the half-forward line. Howard beaten there, couldn't get to the fall of the ball. Little Cunningham streaking away, a very quick rover today, kicks into the forward pocket and marked here by Gary Spawn.
Yes, and Bob Hammond, the player that should have been up then with little Cunningham, but of course he couldn't get within miles of it.
Spawn's the former Murrayville player, Victorian Country Districts. There's the kick and nearly taken from behind.
We played to Howard in front. James trying to jump over the top of him.
Howard on that half-back line. Collins dropped out of the North Adelaide side today. Kicks towards centre wing. Off hands. Gathered in here by Nyland, winning tons of kicks as he did last week towards centre half-forward. Off hand taken by Jaworski. Kick towards the half-forward line.
Cross there, trying to gain possession of his Clayton. Dumps it down towards Beswick. Beswick's close to the line, that's out of play. Just to get the record right, Schubert's on the bench.
Yes, you're right. Quite right.
Outer side of the oval now. 6-6-4-4. Port Adelaide's way. Leaping up there as Spawn, but it was too soon. Play on the ground. The cross here is a little marsh, but it's out of play again.
Yes, and Merritt doing a magnificent job, and also Mildy playing extremely well for Port Adelaide in the ruck. They're winning the ruck hit out, Jules.
Stride 38. Mildy is across there. Couldn't take possession of the ball cleanly, and again the whistle is gone. Umpire Ducker in strict control this afternoon.
Yes, and it's Fry, the big ruckman for North Adelaide, to drive it into centre half forward.
Not a bad looking kick either from a 6'6" player as it goes up there. Nat playing very well on Sachse. Front spot all the time.
In front, and Sachse hasn't got the lead in the legs to get over the top of him. He's a little bit too quick at the moment, Nat.
Nat out towards the left centre wing for Port Adelaide. Leaping across there is Barrie Robran. Couldn't take it. Points across there. Nyland's there as well. Thumps it forward in towards the centre position. Strang in front. Good play there by Alan Maynard. Across goes Gerlach. Knocks it out. Taken by Plummer. Left hands on towards the player Strang. Strang does very well for a former Victorian. Thumps it down towards centre half forward. Boots it down. Players leaping high and in for Port Adelaide mark. It's a beauty and a timely one to Russell Ebert. Ebert now out towards the right centre wing. It's a good kick. Phillips is across here. Shepherd out the way. It's good play. Strang goes through again. Giving good rebound from that spot. Thumps it out. Across goes Clayton. Does a Stanley Matthews. Lost in by Hurl. And Hurl will get the free kick.
Yes, Hurl making it look a lot better than it was, but the free kick was definitely there. Clayton interfered with him. He's got Von Berto on his own.
Little kick on, and it's taken by Von Berto.
Phillips and Stringer are the wingers for North Adelaide, and Stringer is the centre winger who I haven't seen a great deal of yet. As Ian Aitken told you, Schubert is on the bench. North Adelaide did not name their side until they ran onto the ground.
Stringer's had 3 kicks.
45 metres out. You've got the view here on Channel 9 as it goes right up towards the line. It'll be through for a minor score.
Minor score it is, and that makes North Adelaide 4-5-29, trailing Port Adelaide 6 goals, 6-42. Port Adelaide with a good grip on the game as we approach the 20-minute mark in the second quarter.
Chris Nat started off the season in the second 18 side for Port Adelaide as a ruckman. Went to full back in the league side, then came back and went to full forward the second 18 side as it's out towards the half forward, half back flank, and it's Barrie Robran.
Barrie Robran, every time he's had the ball in these 2 quarters, has found a North Adelaide player, but all leads are covered at the moment.
55 metres out of here. Great kick if he got it. It won't go up. Right up there is Davies. Couldn't take it. Here's a big chance for North Adelaide. It's on the ground across the wall. Beautiful hip and shoulder. Rodney Robran was the player taken there by Redding. Couldn't get it. Von Berto goes in, tackles the player, pushes him in the back. The crowd don't like it. It's the Port Adelaide free kick.
Darryl Cale it is, and he would be the best half-back I've seen in this season's final. He's played some great games for the Magpies on that half-back line and usually kicks the ball out of sight. This is quite a good, strong drop kick from him to the half-back line. Coming from the crowds is Strang. He's a real dasher. Coming through is Little Baker. Handball's under pressure. Here's Von Berto, the player that gave the free kick away a moment ago. In front, and the mark paid to North Adelaide after interference behind to Rebick. For your remark, take your pick. Here's the kick by Rebick. It's swinging towards the behind post. It may squeak across for one behind and has done so. And how do you see it at this stage, Wally?
That's Port Adelaide because they're winning the rucks. Ebert has got on top at centre half back, and this move of Sorrell to a half forward flank, changing with James in the centre every now and again, is confusing the North Adelaide defenders. North also in trouble with Hammond still having to watch Rovers.
Rebick played tremendous football for North Adelaide in last year's semi-finals and final. What's the decision going to be here?
Oh, no, it's not. Man in front on wrong. Number 14, Hurl, in the middle of the pack, has been played the mark.
He's at centre half forward for North Adelaide. Usually a strong kick, and this one's no exception, and he's whacked one through from, I'd say, a good 60 metres out, and it was still sailing as it went through the goals.
And he's kicked 1 goal 1, and that's a magnificent effort then by Hurl. It was a good mark. It's his 5th kick, and it went 60 metres and was still going out into the crowd out of sight. A good kick, assisted by a breeze that is definitely helping the end that he was kicking to the fence, and then being favoured by a breeze worth a goal or 2.
North Adelaide won the toss and decided to kick against this breeze in the first term, but bear in mind that as long as it doesn't change, they'll have it in the final term to come home with.
They trail by 9 points, North Adelaide, at the first change. They're 6 points down now as Mildy goes up, tries there, but it's taken away there by Port Adelaide. Cunningham hasn't got enough height. He would seem to be tackled high. Taken there by Jaworski. Out it goes to Barrie Robran. Bumps it on a good 20 metres. Taken across there by Stringer. Hand passes on. It's a beauty. Away goes Hurl's got 1-1 to his credit, as told by Wally May. Picked up there by White onto his left foot. Thumps it down.
Minute mark of the time on period with Port Adelaide needing it.
Well, Gerlach has had a good run in the last couple of minutes, getting away from a slow-looking Jaworski. Jaworski looks slow. He's kicked one behind. Coming in now, 30 metres out. It's a horrible-looking kick.
And on the bench, they would be bleeding, as it looks like a north mark there on the last line of defence to Howard, a player who's had his hands full in today's game. The Kangaroo Island player kicks away to the half-back line. Phillips from the back of Light. Light's got the front spot. Pursued there by Plummer. Plummer's in plenty of trouble. Light's after it again. He'll get a free kick. Good decision.
He was tripped according to the umpire, and there it is. And the change is on. Strang is out, standing James now. Strang against James. They switch their half-back flank of North Adelaide.
And there's the siren to end the second term after 3 minutes of time on it. An important kick for Light, who can kick them out of sight with that left leg. In fact, with either leg, but this one will not register a score. And at half-time, after Port Adelaide had led by 1-3 at quarter time, they've been able to retain a margin of 8 points. Port Adelaide 6-8, lead North Adelaide 5-6, and the margin there 1-2 in favour of Port Adelaide at half-time, with North Adelaide hot favourites to win this 1972 grand final in a certain amount of bother against a very rugged, a very purposeful Port Adelaide. You're viewing on Channel 9. Port Adelaide enjoyed an 8-point advantage at half-time after a 9-point advantage at quarter-time. There's Marrett getting the double knockdown, taken there by White, blocked off the boot, taken by Nyland, ducks his head, and get the free kick he expected. Rodney Robran swung his boot and he'll pay the penalty. Russell Ebert is the Vigorous medalist from 1971 to take the free kick at centre half-back, and he's had great form in the 1972 final series. Good kick from him to centre half-forward. Jaworski backs Webb up, and Webb has had a very, very quiet day so far. I think his statistics at half-time, Wally, were...
1 kick, this is his 2nd kick coming up for the game.
That'll give you an idea of how he's going. Down towards the half-forward line. Off the hands of Davies, taken here, and Hurl snaps it back over his shoulder. James goes after the ball. Beswick comes in to meet it, goes without it. Clayton goes to ground. What will the decision be holding the ball?
And it was a good tackle. A good tackle by Rebeck. I think I'm right.
Yep.
Adrian Rebeck. Centre half forward, 50 metres out. Big Dennis Sash will have Marrett to contend with also.
He's kicked one behind so far. Probably the pick of the half forwards in the 1971 finals, when he was a pain in the neck to everybody that North Adelaide opposed.
Well, there's been no change in the North Adelaide side. Hammond is still in the back pocket, standing Baker.
We find this hard to understand. He doesn't seem to be cut out for this caper. There's the tap down to Marrett. Going through Rebeck. Snap. The player there is Plummer, I think, and he's got a major for North Adelaide, and that's the one they've been looking for to draw within 2 points in the opening seconds of the 3rd term of the league grand final.
Yes, and it was snapped very, very quickly, straight out of the square, and now 2 points the difference. North Adelaide kicking against the breeze, which has dropped a little bit, which earlier in the game was worth 1 to 2 goals.
Brucey Nyland down on the right half-forward flank, having trouble with those contact lenses that he wears. The doctor at the moment attending to him. But back now with the central umpire and Murray Ducker.
One of Port Adelaide's best players in the first half, Nyland.
There's the club doctor reinserting the contact lens. Back now with Ducker as Marrett leaps high but couldn't get it. Was a little shade too early. White's across there. Phillips is across there as well, but it's umpire Ducker that'll rebounce at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. You're viewing on Channel 9 with North Adelaide 6-6. Trailing Port Adelaide 6-8.
Barrie Robran, a tremendous knock, and it's blocked here by Russell Ebert, straight back to centre half forward, and Gerlach has it for Port.
Gerlach played well at centre half forward, beaten Jaworski.
Can't kick at all, Gerlach. down towards the centre position. Mildy should have marked it, but couldn't. Jaworski's across there, hand passes over to a teammate, booted out towards the half-back flank, and Strang marks. Strang now from the right half-back flank, thumps it down towards the centre wing, looking across there, and it's thumped away there by Darryl Kale.
Wally May's move would be Strang into the back pocket to look after the Rovers, Jaworski out to a half-back flank, and Hammond to centre half-back to look after Big Girling.
Those comments there from Max Hall, who umpired the grand final in 1955, and it's taken away there on the right centre wing there by Robran, thumped down by Von Berto, taken there by Rodney Robran. The hand passes over, looking for Darryl Kale. Kale's kick is in towards the centre position. Light works around in front of Phillips. A beauty!
Well done, Light. A beautiful mark. He's going well on his wing.
Light now off the left foot, dumps it down towards centre half forward. Behind there is Hammond. Gerlach comes across the top there, picked up there by Grimwood. Hand passes over the way of James. James over to a teammate. Baker too high, but play on. Baker tackle again too high. Picked up there by Strang. Away it goes to centre half back. Here's the big chance for James. Lost by that player. Picked up by Von Berto. Von Berto's thumped down towards the right centre wing.
There's Rodney Robran, but he's been beaten here by a good mark, and it's Russell Ebert again.
Russell Ebert at centre half back has had 2 goals kicked on him, but has been a springboard for Port Adelaide.
One of the best drop kicks in the game. Straight to centre half forward. Barrie Robran in front. White's got it now. Tears it away from his own teammate Cunningham. Taken by Strang. Smothered off the boot. Nyland's after it. He's beaten Stringer. Got it in. Hooks it away from the boundary line towards half forward. Strang playing well from the half back line. Former Richmond player down to the half forward line. Robran knocked away from him, trying to pick it up Davian Rebbing.
Yes, and the move just before half-time was Strang out onto the flank that Sorrell and James has been operating on. Howard has gone to the other side. Strang coming into the game well in this quarter.
Port lead by 2 points. They've led all day. Got away by 3 goals in the first term. Taken by Nyland down to the half-forward line. Gerlach from the back. Took everything but the ball. Pushing it back to little Cunningham.
Cunningham, the little fellow there. Bob Hammond not going to stand the mark. Strang's there. Gerlach calling for the ball, and he has beaten Bowden Jaworski at centre half forward, but he can't kick.
Can't understand why North won't make changes in defence. There's a bad kick from Cunningham off the side of his boot, but waiting underneath it, Maynard. Centre half forward and only 45 metres from the goal. 45
metres out, dead in front, and Howard, who was switched away from the other flanks, couldn't get to him in time. Maynard, a specialist on that half forward flank, coming in now with his left foot.
A local product from Larks Bay.
Look at that.
Worked through the seconds, and that's a very valuable goal for the Magpie player. And with his left foot, and he's a natural left footer.
Yes, and there's no doubt. You don't need many kicks if you can kick like that, as through as you like, straight through the centre of the ground. And North Adelaide are in trouble in defence. Their defence is not operating well enough. Port Adelaide are 7 goals, 850. North Adelaide 6-6-42. 8 points of difference, and Port Adelaide have led from woe to go, and we're 5 minutes into the third quarter.
Here's Big Barrett now coming into your screen now, leaping up very high. He's met heavily there by Spawn. Still can't get away with the ball. Across there, taking away with Sorrell on the Light. Met high there by Phillips. Taken away there by Light again. Now taken away there by Phillips. Phillips breaking clear towards the left centre wing. Picked it up. Hand passes on. Looking there for Hurl. Hurl, of course, has got onto his left foot. Kicked it back. And it'll be marked there by Rodney Robran.
Rodney Robran at centre half forward has done a serviceable job. He's kicked his 2 goals, and he's had a good player to beat in Ebert. 8 kicks he's had.
Down towards Sachse. In front was Nat, taken there by Von Berto. Von Berto on to Sachse. No, it wasn't. It was Marsh. Into the hole.
Well done, Von Berto. Very hard to pick up all his good work in front of the pack, and the handball out then. He's done this on numerous occasions. He's been out-roved, but he's a tradesman, and it was put in the right place. He's had 10 kicks. Put that one out for Marsh to belt it straight through the centre. Well done, Marsh, because it had to go through.
Nat, as he did earlier in the season when he stood Dennis Sash and held him down to a very reasonable tally, has again done well to this stage to hold the big chap to 1 goal, 1, and Northcote getting very much at the goal front.
Only 2 points of difference again as Bourne takes it away from the centre, kicks it high. It was met well there by Light, out towards the left half forward flank. Davies dropped the mark. And across there was Hurl being interfered with. Hand passes on to Marsh. Marsh onto his left foot, thumps it down towards centre half forward. Sachs behind, Nat in front. Knocked away, taken there by Port Adelaide. Blocked by Port Adelaide. Rodney Robran has a shot at the goals. It'll go out towards the line and probably out of play.
Wally, that goal from Marsh was the first from either of the North Adelaide Rovers, and it's strange to see Von Berto, who's kicked 30 goals this season, not with a goal to his credit at this stage.
Well, he's got a good player to beat in Beswick.
Back in the play. Sorrell's across there. Couldn't take it. No one can. Umpire Ducker still in control of this game. The left full forward pocket is the bounce. scintillating 2 quarters of play. You're viewing it on Channel 9. It's taken away here by Rebick. He kicked 3 last year in the grand final. This one goes right across the face of goals, out towards the line. Across there is Rodney Robran, and number 7 is Russell Ebert, but it's out of play.
2 points of difference. Port Adelaide lead, who had 8 minutes of football in the third quarter.
Back into play now, the right half forward flank across there is big Dennis Sachse, knocks it down, taken away there by Beswick, couldn't get it. Taken now, here's the big chance for Stringer, he's a left foot, he has to kick with his right, and it's out on the full.
Well, this move hasn't played off for North Adelaide today, Wally, of bringing Stringer back. Shorter match practice, and it showed up.
Yes, it's showing up all right, because Nyland's won his wing and Light has won the wing, so what do? You can't switch them when they're both getting thrashed.
That's kick out towards the left half back flank. Pack develops and a beauty to Merritt. A ripper of a mark.
Well done, Merritt. He's rucked extremely well and kicked the goal.
Left centre wing goes his kick. Underneath it is Gerlich. He's got a great leap and strong hands, and it's his mark.
Gerlich it is, and he beat Barrie Robran to get that one.
Gerlich comes around. The crowd noise is because it wasn't thrown back on the ball, and it's been marked back there by Jeff Ball. 200 plus games Ball has played as he gets it on towards Robran, and Robran, that's Barrie Robran marks. Onto his left foot, Barrie Robran, out towards Hurl. Hurl has the ball bouncing awkwardly. Well played there by Russell Ebert. His kick is on, down towards the right centre wing. Across goes Light, across there. Hand pass away from Phillips is taken there by Barrie Robran. Hand passes back over to his teammate, Stixie Phillips. Phillips onto his right foot, down towards the half-forward flank, and a beautiful kick. On it goes to Hurl. Hurl onto Plummer. Plummer on over the way of Webb. Webb comes around. Hand passes on, too slow, too long. Doesn't know what to do. Plummer hand passes on again. Away goes Bonberto. Mixes it up with a teammate. No, get out of it. Port Adelaide, come away. Avoid Beswick. Beswick on his left foot. A short kick and taken across here. Lost by Light. Away goes Barrie Robran. Picked up there by Phillips. Phillips onto his right foot. Steadies out towards centre half forward. Plummer.
Well, Webb was flattened behind the play. Went down hard. Here's the kick by Plummer down to the full forward spot again. The big chap, Dennis Sachse, grab one at last.
Yes, and moving a lot better and going for that ball, not sitting back behind that. He looked the part that time. He's now had, this is his first mark, and since quarter time, they kicked 1 goal, 1. Let's have a look at him. He'd be 15, 25 metres out, no more.
Has kicked 66 goals this season, and that's his 6th. No, he's missed it. Oh, must have been a narrow decision because the goal umpire wasn't behind the post. Point only to Dennis Sachse, 1 goal 2.
1 goal 2 only, but he looked the part that time. The first time for some time in this game, in fact, since quarter time, that he's grabbed one in front of Nat, who's done a very good job with it.
Nat, normally the second 18's fullback, called in at the last moment with the suspension of Hayes. Kicks out to the half-back line. Barrie Robran's that figure, well, tallest in that pack. Off hands, taken by little Marsh. Marsh, the second rover, snaps it in towards the goal. In front, Sachse, spoilt by Nash, or has he marked the ball?
He's marked it. Nash has the mark for mine, and the umpire is indicating for him to go back. He'd be 15 metres out, a fairly difficult angle, but he must kick this one. There is 1 point the difference. The Magpies lead by a point. He'll make it even or put North Adelaide in front for the first time in the match, and we've played 8 minutes into the third quarter.
He's kicked 1 goal 2, and will do just as Wally May told you, unless he kicks it out on the full. He's at point-blank range.
1 point, even Stephen it is. 50-50, and there's nothing in this game at all, and Dennis Sachse has missed 2 very vital shots at goal, not very far out. Well, he'll be a disappointed boy.
He's kicked 229 goals in his league career, but he's making hard work of steering him through today. That gives him a tally of 1 goal 3.
1 goal 3, and Matt, who's done a good job, going to drive it to the outer flank.
Out it goes again, and waiting for it. Marriott in the front of the front spot. Tapped away there by Spry from behind the pack. Phillips, it is, doing everything for North Adelaide, and despite the fact that he's been beaten by Light in the first half of the game, won't give in, and he's done some clever work in this third term for North Adelaide.
Wish he's found 3 players with 3 passes.
Robran. Tap by Robran, a 35-metre tap taken by Ebert. Ebert playing well for Port Adelaide. Well done. Kicks towards the centre of the ground. Through the hands of Jaworski. Taken by Howard. He hasn't had the greatest of games. Here's the long kick from him right down to full forward. In front. Trying to pull it down there. Is it Nat coming through? It is. He rides the bump well. Gets a kick away at centre half back to the centre of the ground.
And across there is James. A good effort to take that mark, and it's going to be paid.
All right.
You saw it. You saw it on Channel 9.
And James has got Strang standing in now. The shift was on late in the second quarter.
Left centre wing as it goes down there. Mildy's across there. Hammond very slow. Picked up there by Bryce. Bryham passes across there to Jeff Ball. Ball has the ball bouncing very well from him. He bounces at once. Grimwood comes at him. A short propping kick goes down and finds Plummer. Plummer tackled very high, but play on. Plummer's kicked down towards the left half forward flank, looking across there for Hurl, and Hurl's mark.
Good mark, going the wrong way. Let it come over his shoulder, and Davies could do very little about it.
One goal too, Hurl is, and he's about 60 metres out as he thumps it down towards the square. Across there, leaping behind was Rodney Robran. Picked up down there by Revick. Revick bounces his way. Play on, says the umpire. Good decision. Revick's across there.
Great Revick.
Possession, battling away, plays it while he may, and he'll get the free kick.
Well done, Revick. He earned that one. He beat 3 players. They went at him, and there's a little bit of fire coming into the game. But Revick, number 18, has it. And he's kicked one behind. He'd be 35 metres out. The slightest of angles. 50 points each they've kicked these two sides. And he should put his side in front for the first time in this game.
12-minute mark now. Revick comes in. It looks a good shot. Oh, we wait for the decision. It's a minor one. The wrong side. 1 point.
1 point, and that's all he's got on the board. Revick, he's kicked 1 point, and 1 point in front North Adelaide, showing a little bit more life, a little bit more coming out of Von Berto, a little bit more out of Phillips, who was beaten in the first half, but has made a good recovery, and Strang, I feel, is doing a good job with James and Sorrell out on the half-forward flank.
54,000 people viewing this great game as the big kick goes out towards the half-back flank, taken away there, quick hand pass with beauty to Von Berto. Von Berto's kick looks true. Away they go. They've got 6 points in front.
Von Berto, well done, and the ball punched away then, and the handball and the run-on starting to come into this game for North Adelaide, and they're looking a little bit better. Well, they've hit the front by 7 points, and we've played 12 and a half minutes into the third quarter.
That was Von Berto's 31st goal for the season, and as I remarked earlier in the quarter, it was strange to see his name in the budget without a goal next to it. He's made amends now, and both of the Rovers, in fact, have kicked goals in this, the third term. 7 points of difference, North lead, as up went Spry, barging his way through Phillips. He's the player that's lifted his game, as Wally told you, into the forward pocket. It's Nat. No, it's Clayton spilling the ball, but the mark has been paid as it's taken by Webb, who's had a pretty quiet day.
And that's a little bit sick because he's had about 18 stone 4 right on top of him. Big sash fell on him and he's limping away from that encounter.
Late to clear for Port Adelaide from the back line was rumoured earlier in the week to be under doubt with flu. Broadbridge dropped out for that reason.
Only his second kick, Clayton, but the ruckmen up there haven't done much damage.
Kingston out of the side. Johnny Cale on the bench will be handy to come on. There's the kick to the centre of the ground. They spoil Mildy. In goes Ebert. Oh, good. Kept his eye on the ball. Strong play, Russell Ebert. Well done. Kicks out towards centre wing. Paul nearly spoiled his own teammate there in Howard. Howard having a better third term too. Here's his kick away towards the centre half forward spot. In front, Webb. Dropped the mark, but plays on strongly. He won't give in despite the fact the ball's not running for him. There's Von Berto. Playing it on, grabs James. James tries to get himself clear. Taken here by Plummer. Plummer's had a good third term. Here's his kick down towards the forward pocket. Nat knocks it away from Sash. Play on, correctly called. The big fella goes in towards goals, shoots, and it's through for a major, and that gives him a tally of 2 goals 3.
Well done, the big fellow then. The play on was on, and he did not stop. And away he went, and a good shot on the run. He missed an easy one a while ago from a set shot, but that was a good goal from the big North Adelaide forward. And North Adelaide now getting into this game. Phillips playing well on the wing. He's got away from Light. Plummer in the centre also combining well. And Von Berto for the first time in the game getting into it and driving the ball down.
Wally, a lot of people must be asking, will North Adelaide be able to do as they did in the second semi-final when they gave Port Adelaide a 3 or 4 goal start, come from behind and go right over the top of them?
They've added 4 goals 3 in 15 minutes in this third quarter. A Spry left high, but umpire Ducker takes control again.
Meanwhile, Port Adelaide have only been able to add the 1 solitary goal, so it's certainly been North Adelaide's quarter.
Up goes Spry, couldn't take it. Thumped down there by Barrie Robran. There's check side players all over the place there for Port Adelaide and James. Stringer appeared to hang on too long. Picked up there by Darryl Cale. Marked there by Phillips. Scintillating form in this third quarter.
Wally, you picked it. He's the player that's lifted his game and has made a tremendous difference to North Adelaide.
Phillips now from the centre position. Thumps it high out towards the left half forward flank. Up goes Sachse. Sachse couldn't take it, but did well to keep it on the ground. Picked up there by Hurl, throws it away, couldn't control it, picks it up, gets it back. Over towards centre half forward, up goes big Sachse. Sachse's back!
Well done. A good mark. 3 grabs of that, and you couldn't give it to anybody else. The only pair of hands to go near it. He'd be 50 metres out. It'll be a good kick if he does it, but the big fella can drive the ball.
His 17 stone of him. He's one of the biggest players in the game and one of the few that's been able to overcome a serious injury and come back into the game.
Mountain of a man as he bumps it down, but the umpire's gone too far to the right, and it's 1 point.
2 goals for he's kicked, and he's sparking this side now. They're looking for him, coming from Phillips on many occasions. They're looking for him as much as they can. He looks better. Nat had given him a bath till half-time, but Nat has his worries now because the big fellow going for the ball, and with North Adelaide looking for him, this is the move that has put them in front for the first time in this game. They lead by 14 points, North Adelaide.
Certainly that is their biggest margin because they've been trailing all day. There's Nat's kick in straight down the ground towards centre half, back from the back. It was Big Mildy tried to mark the ball off. Hands comes to Sorrell. Had a quiet third term. Useful first half. Kicks towards centre half forward. Up went Cunningham's ball. Baker went in it after number 12. Cunningham again goes to the ground. And umpire Dunker coming in will bounce at centre half forward, and he and a lot of the players are going to be extremely tired by the end of the day because this is being played in front of a crowd of 50-odd thousand in very warm conditions. Marrett up, Robran again, getting a tremendous tap, taken by Sorrell. Sorrell kicks a high one, going in towards the square. Gerlach's there, he must be at full forward, and from the back, it's marked by Spawn, the former Murrayville player.
Yes, he was a good mark because Gerlach's got a pair of hands. I don't think he's used at full forward. I think he just dropped back because Marrett came out for the hit out.
The spiral punt away towards the half-back line. Spry, the other North Adelaide ruckman, nearly pulled that one down. Kicked away by Marsh, smothered off the boot. Here's Light. He's had his quietest quarter so far, but he's played well. Coming in to help him there is Voigt. Voigt with a hand pass away. Comes to Nyland. Nyland turns. A good game from this chappie. Down to centre half forward. Going up there. Gerlach did everything but mark it. Has the whistle gone? No, it hasn't. It's kicked away by Jaworski and marked here at centre wing by Stringer. Stringer's been beaten by Nyland, but drives his side down towards the half-forward line now. Centimetres from the line. No, he's kicked out on the full. And this move of North Adelaide in bringing him back short of match practice has not paid off.
Well, Nyland's been one of the best players for Port Adelaide and has beaten him.
Second time he's kicked out on the full in this term. There's a strong mark for Barrie Robran. You can say what you like about this fella. He is a champion.
No doubt about it. He will not give up trying. He's been dogged all day by a good player and is starting to come out on top.
To the half-forward line it goes. A strong mark here to Rodney Robran, his brother.
Yes, at centre half forward has kicked his 2 goals and starting to prove a handful for Russell Ebert.
Both come from Wyatt. Kicks into the forward pocket. Nat in front. Good mark. No,
I think it's Clayton. Clayton out in front of Webb.
Clayton to kick it away for Port Adelaide towards the grandstand half-back flank. Spry's there, Mildy's there. Mildy spoiled. Off hands comes to Cunningham. He's been quieter in the last bit. Up towards centre wing. Knocked on by James. It was intelligent football. But Bob Hammond wins the race to the ball. Quite happy to play it towards the boundary line.
Yes, he's in trouble when it hits the ground because he's standing the Rovers, and it was number 12 he had to beat, then young Baker, but he had enough pace and experience to force it over the line.
Port Adelaide not getting it down into attack enough to worry Hammond. There's the tap away by Port Adelaide, taken by Strang. Strang from the half-back line, blocked as it came off the boot, touched and grabbed by Maynard. You're viewing on Channel 9, and at 10 to 10 tonight, following the movie on 9, you'll see the replay of today's preliminary final from the VFL.
Well, Peter Wood has gone to centre half back, and that'll put Ebert on the ball.
A big thump down there by Spry, taken across there by Revick. On it goes to Stringer. Stringer over towards centre half forward, taken there by Davies. Davies on towards the left centre wing. Across there goes Phillips, couldn't take it. Taken across there by Spry. A long hand pass comes out towards the right centre wing. This will be grabbed here by Revick. Revick's got it. He seemed to go out of play, but play on. Out towards centre half forward it goes. Players across there and hurl. A good mark to Davies.
Well done, Davies, and Peter Wood at centre half back, and number 24 is at Ireland, flattened like a tack in the middle of the ground. Goes out, Paul marks it on the chest.
Paul takes away, off towards the left centre wing goes his kick towards the left half forward flank, and Hurl leaping up in the air takes the mark. Hurl, number 14, he's kicked 1-2. A very useful player. Out towards centre half forward. Sachse is back there, and behind is Voigt.
Voigt, centre half back. Ebert is on the ball to stand Robran, Barrie Robran, that is.
Voigt's kick out towards the left half back flank. Mildy. Oh, there's a mistake. A shocking mistake there by Spry.
Can't do that sort of stuff. Well, the big fella's got it. He's gone for the short pass.
Mildy on to Nyland. Nyland will mark.
Nyland flattened a moment ago, but he seems to have recovered okay now.
Nyland now from back on the left centre wing. Pumps it forward. Mark there by Strang.
Strang's played well.
Strang plays on very quickly. Hammond's kick goes over, taken away there by Sorrell. Sorrell from the centre position, thumps it down. It's a good long kick, up 50 metres. Over towards the half-forward flank. Spawn playing well in that back pocket. Got it. Hand pass is on, taken away there. Good hand pass again from Paul. Over it goes. Howard, a real rough nut, kicks it in towards the centre position. Robran leaping too soon. Here's the big chance for Plummer to go through. Plummer now from 80 metres out, thumps it down towards the left half-forward flank. Port Adelaide
Clayton it is. Webb all on his own. That was a bad kick from Plummer.
North Adelaide really turning on the pressure in this term, but bear in mind, Central Districts are as far as this and further in front against Port Adelaide last week and still got run over in the final term. There it's knocked on by Spray, taken by Davies. Davies clearing away across the face of the goals. Port Adelaide bench wouldn't like that. It comes down, light tackles, handball went to Phillips. Phillips steadies, he'll look and kicks it up to full forward, hoping for the big tap. Sash in front.
Well done. He was behind, he came to the front, came behind again and slipped there in the last minute, and Matt didn't know what to do. The only thing, punch away. Well done, Sash. Well done, Phillips, and that handball from Barrie Robran out of the pack, like lightning. You had to watch it. It was beautiful. There's the kick on the way. It's a goal.
3 goals, 4 now to Dennis Sash, and he's certainly making his presence felt at the goal front now. But Wally, I've got to agree with you. A great game from Phillips at centre wing for North Adelaide in this third term. It's the hallmark of a champion when you can be beaten in the first half of the game and then come back against a form wingman in Bruce Light, outpoint him in a turn.
Yes, and every time that ball goes, it goes to a player, and the handball was a magnificent piece of work from Barrie Robran to give Phillips a chance to get away.
And that's Dixie Phillips right now. Dix Phillips, good player.
Sash getting into the game in this quarter. He's done well. He's had 8 kicks, 5 marks and 3 goals, 4 on the board.
Johnny Cale warming up on the side.
Here's the big chance now for Spry, but it's knocked down there by Stringer. Taken away now by Hurl. Hurl onto his left foot, kicks it aimlessly forward, but that's understandable under these conditions. Taken here by Darryl Webb, the dashing Webb. Webb onto his right foot. The distance is there. Is the accuracy there? It's not. No, it's not. It's a point.
Well, Webb then showing a little bit of pace. We haven't seen too much of him, either on the ball or in the forward pocket. He's had 3 kicks, and Johnny Cale getting ready.
Jack
there
Cale.
He is, warming up.
Just have a look at his record if we've got a second. No, we haven't, as Nat kicks in. We'll bring it up to you in a moment.
Nat's kick away, some 45, 50 metres out. Players going high. The pack goes forward, taken here by Grimwood. Grimwood away from the right half-back flank. That's his second. That's his third bounce. Draws a player, hand passes over, taken there, lost by Maynard. It was a shocking hand pass. Undone, taken there by Howard. Back they go, North Adelaide. This is their quarter. Picked up there by Plummer. Plummer's kicked out towards the left half forward flank. Clayton. Good mark, Bobby Clayton.
Well done, Clayton then. Had to have the body of Barrie Robran coming out. Rodney Robran it was, I'm sorry, from centre half forward. And a falling mark. He's got a good pair of hands.
Ian Aitken, you said so many times during the season, players getting in trouble with that third bounce.
A minute into the time on. A minute off the time on, and there's Barrie Robran.
And that's the player they're trying to stop. Russell Ebert has the job now. White had done a fair job up till halfway through this quarter, and they've tried Ebert, and Ebert can't hold him.
21 points of difference now, and there's the mark to Rodney Robran.
Great game from this chap too.
Down towards the half-forward flank. Hurl!
Yes, and he's been more than useful on his half-forward flank. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 hurl, and he's had 8 kicks.
Dennis Sachse there, and Chris Matt back now with Barry Hurl.
3-3 the difference.
Oh, it's a big kick. It's a huge kick. Sachse is over there. It's not a goal. It is. It's not. It is.
Yes, it is.
It's a goal.
Gosh.
Well, they couldn't make up their mind, and the goal umpire, the only chappie there, and Hurl now has kicked 2 goals, 1 from his half-forward flank, and he has had 8 kicks in this quarter.
Well, at this stage, last week, when Central's led by a similar margin to this against Port Adelaide, I made the statement, foolishly, that Port Adelaide could not get out. Bear in mind, they did it last week. Can they do it again this week against North? I doubt it, because I think North's are a better side. Spry taps it down, taken there by Little Rover Grimwood, kicks to centre half forward. Ooh, missed there by Bob Hammond. Could let Port Adelaide in as Light's got it at centre half forward. Runs around Hammond, sees the lead out by James. James has been quieter this term, spoilt by Strang. Comes to Phillips, he's slipped over, but he's gone out towards the boundary line. Streaking down, Bruce Nyland, a good pick-up, a good left foot snap into the goal, but it'll go across the face, in the forward pocket. It bounces off the chest of Howard and a throw in the right full forward pocket.
Yes, well, there's been one move there of Strang out to Stan James that came late in the second quarter that has worked for the coach, Patterson of North Adelaide. Strang has held James.
That's Barrett coming from back, gets the tap down to Grimwood. Grimwood has the ball tucked away from him, and it'll be ball up from umpire Ducker in the forward pocket. 27 points the difference, and Gale is on for Port Adelaide. I wouldn't have to tell you, as you can hear the roar. There's the tap down from Barrett. They certainly need a lift at this stage. It's kicked up towards the half-back line. Russell Ebert did everything but mark it, but the mark has been played, in fact.
Well, he's on and he's off again.
Gale can't be on. There is no one on off the ground for Port Adelaide.
Well, there were
Mike
20
Patterson
men
now gesturing, and I don't blame him.
No,
Gerlach or Baker may come off. Baker, it looks as though he'll be taken off for Port Adelaide. Johnny Cale to come on, and John Cale has played over 200 games. He's kicked over 200 goals. He's been in the interstate sides for about 12 years. What a great performance. He's an All-Australian and has won 3 best and fairest with the Magpies.
Up goes Barrett. There's a mark. There's a beauty.
It'll make a lift there. Johnny Cale's there, and Merritt just pulls down a screamer. And Merritt, a dependable shot for goal, has done a good job for his side today. Merritt has kicked 1-1. Let's give him 30 metres out, no further, a slight angle.
They need this one, Port Adelaide, because it's now 2 minutes into the time-on period, and it's been all north. Merritt's kicking has improved, but this time his accuracy has departed.
Yes, and it's 1 goal too that the big fellow has kicked. He's been the best ruckman on the ground as far as I'm concerned, pulling down some good marks, and now we'll see where Johnny Cale goes. He's out there, looks like on a half-forward flank, no, in the forward pocket.
26 points the difference now in favour of the Roosters. They won it last year. Can they win it this year? The big kick away towards a half-back flank. Merritt's across there, and there's a good mark.
I think he'd have to be the best ruckman in the state on his form in the finals this year, Wally. He's been a great effort from him.
This is the chappie that pulled it out of the fire last week against Central Districts, let us remember, and he's turning on another good game today.
26 points the difference, North lead.
The big kick goes right up towards the square. Leaping up there was Bright. Here's Johnny Cale, tackled! The ball is held to him.
Trying to go through, characteristic tail crash through, didn't come off, pulled down in a heap, and that'll test the stomach muscles.
Stomach muscles, which has been the problem too, as it's thumped away and towards the line and out.
There'll be another throw in. We've got the big fellow there in Mildy. Merritt 1 kick behind the game with the score.
Here are the Port Adelaide players slowing up a little bit in this dying stage. As up goes Gerlach, and he was the one that has slowed up, and it's taken there by little Grimwood, snaps it back over his blind shoulder. There's a goal and a half.
Oh, goal and a half, you can call it what you like. A magnificent piece of work by Gerlach. He sprang up in the air, brought it down, and the handball was good also. And then the little fella Grimwood with his 16th kick whacked it straight through the centre, and he's kicked 3 goals too. He's kicked 3 goals too while he's resting in the forward pocket with Bob Hammond standing here.
3 goals to the difference. It was noticeable that Port Adelaide got that goal. Immediately Cale came on. You could feel them lift. There's the tap down by Merritt, knocked away by Spawn, knocked away by Phillips. Coming to meet the ball was White. Oh, it was a great bump and a great piece of courage from Phillips. Taken by Beswick, taken by Davies towards centre wing. Taken, is it Ebert going down there in a heap? It is. It's picked up and kicked on by Spawn. The Murrayville player putting it down to full forward through the hands of Sash. Knocked away by Nat. That's Daryl Cale coming in from the side. Handball from Sash out. Steadying is Rebeck. Will it bounce through? It's been shepherded through by his teammate in Hurl.
Oh, there's the answer. Rebeck now with his first goal on the board. 1-1 he has kicked.
1-2, I think you'll find, Wally.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
1 goal, 2.
1-2 it is, and we're now 4.5 minutes into the time-on period of the third quarter of the grand final. In 1972, North Adelaide leading 83 to Port Adelaide 57, and the umpire in charge for the 4th time in a row, Murray Ducker, and you're viewing on Channel 9.
4 goals to the difference.
Up goes Big Merritt. Merritt takes it away, taken forward there by Nyland, blocked there by North Adelaide, thumped down by Spawn, taken there by Bonberto, tackled, not in possession, plays on quickly. Forward they go again, looking down there for Big Sachse, and Sachse drops it. Well done, but across goes the little player there. Marsh bit heavily and too high.
Yes, here's the forearm across the face, and number 36 will get it. Marsh, who has kicked the goal, he would be 35, 40 metres out, and he's on his way in. He's had 13 kicks, Marsh. This is a bad kick.
What a great quarter this is for North. They've added 7-5, but now you're watching Nyland clear away towards centre half back. Under goes Marsh again.
Yes, and now he takes his 14th kick now from an even worse angle. He'll go for distance, but there's Big Merritt back in the square. There's Nat back there, and the only other North Adelaide player is Dennis Sachs.
Big kick, and that's where it's going, towards Dennis Sachs in front. Is Big Dennis Sachs, and he's marked.
Well done. Beat 2 players, and they were good players that he beat. Coming around at the last minute and playing in front. He was playing from behind in the first half and didn't look the part. Playing in front now, he has 3 goals on the board. Should have no problem to put 4. It's there. 4 goals to the big fellow. 4 goals, 4. And North Adelaide running away with the game in this quarter. They lead them now by 5 goals, 2 behinds as we come into, it must be nearly the siren for the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, we've had 6.5 minutes of time on, and I would think Murray Ducker and a lot of the players will be looking for somewhere to lie down at the three-quarter time break, because that's a lot of time on, and particularly on such a hot day.
Johnny Cale is on the ball. He'll be operating as a rover.
If North Adelaide do win this premiership, this will be the quarter that they can put it down to. They trail by 8 points at half-time, 9 points at quarter time. Bounce at the centre, and big Spawn got up there. Barrie Robran trying to knock the ball on as the siren goes to end the third term. A great quarter to North Adelaide, in which they took their score from 5 goals 6 to 13 goals 11. North Adelaide lead by 5 goals 2 going into the final term, and look to have a pretty secure grip on this grand final, but Port Adelaide never say die. There's Webb, kicks it off the ground to the half-forward line, back tacked there by Rodney Robran, taken by Beswick. Beswick away from the half-back line to centre half forward, and well marked here by Howard. Picked up his game after a very scratchy start to the day. Howard's kick away towards the centre of the ground, loose ball falling. Davies attempted the difficult mark, taken and kicked on here by Revick. It's gone very high, doubtful whether it's gone 10 metres. Umpire Ducker says yes, and Plummer has marked. A useful game. Butcher by trade. Here's his kick right to the full forward position. Nat in front now, Sash is front. And Sash is taken right away from Nat, who did a good job in the early stages, but since half-time, Sash has kicked his tally now 4-4, and that speaks for itself.
Yes, and he was getting beaten because he couldn't get in front, the big fella, but he's timing his run beautifully, arriving in front. That kick's on the way. It's a goal.
That's his 70th for the season, Wally.
Well, he's kicked 5 in this game. He's kicked 5-4 by me, and he's done it well because he was beaten early in the game, and now drifting around the front at the last minute on the move instead of trying to do it from behind. He has made the difference. A dominant feature in any game, a full forward that can kick 5 goals. That goal coming a minute and a half after the first bounce in the last quarter.
John Cale has come onto the ball for the Magpies, although he
kicked behind the game. They're using him at the moment.
It's hard to follow why they'd be using him in that position.
No, he's going out into a forward pocket, and Bob Hammond will stand him.
Acting as a rover, apparently, but Port Adelaide looking down the barrel at this stage as Big Marriott got up high, but didn't appear to get an effective knock. Taken there by Webb on the bottom of that pack. Webb's had a pretty quiet one.
He's had a very quiet one, then he got hit hard by Gerlach, crashing into the pack on that occasion.
There he is, a very nuggety customer. Marriott gets that tap to the ball. He's rucked well today. Maynard goes down and he'll get the free kick for the Magpies, just forward of the centre of the ground. We've had 2.5 minutes of this final term with North 14-11 leading Port Adelaide 8-9. Goes for a long one up towards the full forward spot. Mildy barges into the back of the pack, taken by Von Berto. He's kicked the goal, so too is Marsh. Knocked away by Strang. Loose ball, picked up here by Stringer. Pretty quiet one from him at centre wing, but lifted his game a bit since half-time. Kicks towards centre half forward. Rodney Roberts got it, tackled, holding the ball, and a good play on decision. Sees Beswick, the lad from Exeter, streak away with the ball, and from centre wing deliver it down to the half forward flank. Good mark there. A great mark for Randall Gerlach, who kicked 7 goals for the Magpies in the last match in the minor round in which these two sides met.
And all he's done in this game is to mark because he can't kick. He's kicked badly to date. He's got to put this one through.
He's kicked 1 behind, and that's good as it goes off the boot, but it's swinging too much, and that gives him 2 behinds, and he would have kicked a couple at least out on the full. There has the lad from Meadows.
Yes, well, there it is, centre half forward. Has beaten Jaworski in the air, hasn't been able to convert it, and they need a conversion pretty quickly from centre half forward.
Your caller is Ian Aitken, former Clermont player. You're viewing on 9. Don't forget the VFL preliminary final replay at 10 to 10 tonight following the movie.
The big kick away there from Hammond is knocked down there by Rodney Davies. Taken away there from the half-forward flanker and Alan Maynard. Maynard steadies, kicks it back. It looks a beauty. It could go right up towards the line behind, leaping away, and it's a mark. A beautiful mark. North Adelaide's way to Spry to Von Berto. Terry Von Berto kicks it out towards the half-back flank. Hurl in front. Didn't mark it. Play on as a decision. The right one. Across there is Sorrell. Tackle half-heartedly. Taken away there by Brucey Lyon, whose first half was a ripper. Gerlach, who's got 2 points, has had that one smothered off the boot. And it goes up towards the line with Brian Pursuit that's out.
And at the moment, Wally, they must be wondering on the bench how he got that 7 goals against North Adelaide.
Well, there's no doubt he can get the ball. He's marked fairly well, and on that score, he has beaten Jaworski, but you've got to be able to kick if you're in the forward line.
That full forward pocket, 4-minute mark of the last quarter. Taken away here by little Grimwood. Made well, this youngster. Picked up now after losing control. Bounces back onto his left foot. Kicks it back towards the square. It will be out on the full.
Yes, out on the full it is, and looks like Jeff Paul, the veteran full back pocket player for North Adelaide, to have the kick in.
6 goals won the difference with North Adelaide in command, and at this early stage of the final 10 do look really hot favourites for the 72 flag.
Some 54,000 people viewing this great game. Out towards a half-back flank across there, taken away there by Barrie Robran, lost by that player. Out towards the line, taken now forward by North Adelaide. Crowd comes to life, picked up there. Hand passed away, but the free kick is gone. Is it a Port Adelaide one? It is to Sorrell.
Yes, Sorrell, the half-forward flanker, has played in the centre in this game, has been out on the half-forward flank. Each time they've been kicking this way, Sorrell has been out on the outer half-forward flank.
Originally recruited from Owen to the Port Adelaide side.
Kick away from Sorrell, there's plenty of legs in it. Right up towards the square. Oh, there's a Port Adelaide mark. It's Gerlach again.
Oh, over the top of the pack, and there's no doubt about his marking ability, as clean as a whistle, right over the top of a big pack there. And if he misses this one, I reckon that Boss Williams will shoot him. He would be 1 metre from the centre of the goal.
They tar and feather him as he comes in now. It's through, no worries.
Well, Gerlach is putting his side back into it. He has definitely beaten Jaworski on the day, has kicked 1 goal, had some very costly misses from centre-half forward, gets his side a little closer. 14-11 North Adelaide, 9 goals 10 Port Adelaide, making the difference. 5 goals 1, the Roosters lead.
Jaworski in the centre-half back. You may have just caught it in your Channel 9 camera, asking something of umpire Ducker, presumably about that mark awarded to Gerlach, whether Jaworski may have felt that he'd been unfairly dealt with in the square, but one can only guess. The bounce from umpire Ducker. Marrett comes in. So too over the top went Spawn into the pack. 55,709 is the official attendance. 55,709, and that gets fairly close to the record which was set a few seasons back in '67. There's Marrett trying to get a handball away. We'll give you that record in a moment. Coming out of the pack, it's the little rover in Marsh, putting the ball down towards centre-half forward. Good mark, Peter Wood.
Peter Wood at centre-half back has the job of standing Barrie Robran.
Out towards the left centre wing goes Wood's kick. Across there was Max James, who had a brilliant first quarter. He's got control. Hand pass is on the way of Grimwood. Not a good one, but it bounces well now for Grimwood. Another hand pass goes on. Taken across here by Little Cunningham. On it goes again to Gerlach. Gerlach comes back, hand passes on to Grimwood. Grimwood break clear, too slow. Taken away, hand passes back from North Adelaide to Paul. That was Howard, back towards the right half-back flank. James leads high, but too late. And the mark has been taken there by Barrie Robran. On it goes, hand passes back. North Adelaide towards centre half forward. Rodney Robran's back there. It bounces away, taken there by Beswick. Beswick, the last of the straight backs, has got it. Boots it out towards the centre position. It's a good, strong, high kick. Out there is Barrie Robran, leaping beautifully, but he hasn't got it. Stringer's lost control. Taken forward now by Light. Tripped. And Light will get a free kick.
Light will get a free kick, and Lloyd is doing a good job at centre half back that we haven't sighted even at all since he's been put on the ball.
Light's kick down towards the left half forward flank. Maynard leaping up in the middle there. It goes across. Taken there by Paul. A little left foot kick comes out. Here's the big chance for Plummer. Plummer out towards the left centre wing. Will have the ball bouncing up well for him. He's got it. A perfect bounce. Comes up onto his left foot. Boots it down forward. It sends North Adelaide into an attack. And that's a good move as far as North is concerned. But it's out of play.
In the forward pocket, there'll be a throw in, and the big fellas are getting there. Marrett, who has been the best ruckman on the ground, is coming up. Big Dennis Sash is coming down from full forward, a characteristic North Adelaide move.
31 points the difference now. Have Port gone. Across there, there's Big Sachse, hand passing it clear. Dennis Sachse follows it up. Hand passes on over to a teammate. Well done, Little Marsh is there, has a little shot. It'll be a good one if he gets it. He won't. Sachse is over there, leaping up this point.
Well done, Lloyd. He's been a very, very handy player. He held Robran fairly well. Robran beat him, but he held him back a bit, and now at centre half back, he's on top of Barrie Robran.
5-1 the difference.
Out towards the half-back flank, across there a stringer. Lots of pressure put on that player. Rodney Robran backs in, but up by a duck and takes control.
5-1 the difference. North Adelaide lead. 8-minute mark coming up at the final term. Spawn in the front spot. Marrett got the tap, however, down to Sorrell. Sidestep cleverly from the half-back line. Runs his 20 metres before delivering the ball wide to the half-forward flank, trying to find Johnny Cale. He's bowled over by Hammond. Hammond kicking the ball, partly smothered by Cale. Typical determination through the hands of Plummer. Picked up and going in is Sorrell from the centre half forward position. Kicks to full forward. Big Mildy. Oh, he had a grab at it too. Howard with a hand pass away. Worried by Grimwood. Knocks it over. Jeff Paul comes out of the back pocket. Sees Stick Phillips, who had a great third quarter for the Roosters, coming away on the half-back line. Delivers it up to centre wing. Trying to find Adrian Rebeck.
Out of bounds it'll go, and there'll be another throw in. The big fellows are coming. Marrett versus Spawn, and Marrett has had the better of this duel as far as the hit-outs are concerned.
There's the Spawn getting his tap down for North Adelaide. Knocked away by Ebert. He lost it for a second. Now he's got it. Goes to ground. Around the neck. Free
kick. He was hit in the face. There's no doubt about that. The free kick was there. Umpire Ducker, the man on the spot, saw it. It'll be a drop kick. It'll get distance, and they want to hurry. It's really 10 minutes have gone in the quarter.
Down to the half-forward line. Light got up very high, but straight into the back of the North Adelaide opponent, and Phillips will take the free kick after John Cale and Barrie.
Well, Light has dropped out of this game. You must give credit to Phillips. He was one of the players that put North Adelaide in front in the third quarter by beating Light after having a thrashing in the first half.
Goes towards the centre of the ground, looking for Barrie Robran. A great pass, and these two have cooperated beautifully, particularly in the third term when Robran found Phillips time and time again.
And Ebert, the man that's supposed to be standing Robran miles away.
There's the kick to the half-forward line. Clayton with a bit of bustling work got rid of Webb. From the side, is it Davies being held on to for Port Adelaide anyway? The free kick is there, and it is the fullback.
That's the fullback. He'll drive it right up the outer side where a good move by Patterson has blocked this avenue. James and Sorrell have been beaten by strength.
Did a good job in the first half, Nat, but Sachse's got away from him, sits there. 4-4 tells his own story. Off hands, Ebert goes in for the ball, being pursued. Handball away under pressure, taken by Nyland. Never say die, Nyland, as he slams it down towards the half-forward line. Jaworski in front of Gerlach. Gerlach from behind. The whistle is gone. A free kick has been picked up to North Adelaide, and I think you'll find Jaworski will get it for being grabbed too high.
He was pulled back, there was no doubt about it. Gerlach coming from behind, pulled him back.
Jaworski, one of their very best players in the earlier game against Port Adelaide, kicks to the centre wing position, off the hands of Spry, comes down, hand pass on from Stringer. Barrie Robran going in, tries to knock it onto his side's advantage. Marrett with a handball to Nyland, played for the free, hit very hard. Robran taps it out towards Plummer, the North Adelaide player who played for the free, and he'll get it too as he is tackled there in Rebeck by Johnny Cale.
Not a good kick there from Rebeck, but it goes down looking for young Marsh. Sidesteps and cross, hand passes over the way there by Darryl Cale. Left puts it down ground. Here's the chance now for Bomberto. Bomberto on the right half forward flank, thumps it over towards centre half forward. Big Dennis Sachse gets into the spot. He's marked.
Oh, beauty in the middle of the pack, and he just stands there and grabs it. He would be at centre half forward, 45 metres out. He's kicked his 5. He's done well since half time, the big fellow. Given his side something to kick at, and one of the reasons that they are well in front.
5-4.
35 metres out. It's not a good kick from Sachse. In fact, it's out on the full, and the free kick will go to Bob Clayton. Don't forget, tomorrow you'll see the Premiership side on Channel 9, the Premiership station. Clayton now from the right full back pocket will kick it out towards the right half back flank. It's a big one. Players leaping up. There was a great attempt to mark by Hill. Picked up there by Marrett. Marrett's kick down will be taken by Light. Dennis Sachse this year has kicked 33 goals in the seconds, 70 in the league. So that's a total of 103. Out towards centre half forward goes the big kick there of Light. No one can mark it. Jaworski was in front. Nyland's across there. Jaworski's got it. He's lost it. Nyland's got it. Hand passes it on. Taken there by Paul, whose game has been serviceable. Away he goes. He's been a rock at Gibraltar actually this afternoon as he kicks it out towards centre half forward. Bounces away across there as Webb, the dashing Darryl Webb's got possession of the ball. A long hand pass over the way of Rodney Robran. He dummies, tackled, cleared, good decision to play on. It's a beauty. Picked up there by White. White goes forward, thumps it down towards centre half forward. A mark there to Cunningham is not on, but he follows it up very well. Pushed in the back. No, it's not taken away there by Bomberto. Bomberto kicks it down towards the left half forward flank, and Barrie Robran will mark.
Well done, Robran. This is the first time that I've seen him off the ball in this game, up in the forward pocket, having a breather, and this mark taken well in the forward pocket. If he puts this through, it's still a good night nurse as far as Port Adelaide are concerned.
He's the 1968-1970 Magarey medalist, whacking it through, acting vice-captain with Patterson missing today's game. And what a great effort from him. Started in 1967, and he's had every honour in the game showered on him since.
He's had 16 kicks He's taken 9 marks. He's kicked the goal. He's had innumerable handballs. He's hit it along the ground. He's hit out magnificently. He's had 2 players to beat in good ones, Voigt and Ebert, and he's done all of that to put his side further in front as we enter into the 15-minute mark of the last quarter.
Surprise the North Adelaide ruckman. Mildy for Port, and these two have been matched all day, as have the other two, of course. Taken by Sorrell. Sorrell with a hand pass over finds James. James a good first half. Kicks to the half-forward line. Little Cunningham, a courageous try at a mark. Thought it might have been played. Taken by Jaworski up towards centre wing. Marked here by Strang. Strang plays it on from centre wing for North Adelaide to the half-forward line. Rodney Robran pushed Boyd in under the ball, then tapped it down in front. Taken by Rebick. Rebick kicks it in towards the full forward spot. Knocked away from Sachse. That was a good spoil on that occasion. Rodney Robran again. 25 metres out. Snaps. 1 point.
1 point only. Rodney Robran has kicked now 2 goals, 2 behind from centre half forward, and played a very good game for his side. 12 kicks against a talented player in Ebert, who was shifted off him halfway into the last quarter, third quarter. Voigt going to centre half back. Ebert on the ball. We have not sighted him.
Like his brother Barrie, recruited from North Waya. There's the kick to the half-back line. Robran, the player I mentioned a moment ago. Look at that effortless ease as he comes in towards the goal, slaps it right up in front. Up goes Barry Hurl, nearly took the screamer of the day, kicks it up over his head, will go on and try and catch his own ball. Off hands, it comes down, I think it's the little Rover Marsh, I could barely see him for the pack. He's whacked it through, and if in fact there were any doubt, that's dispelled it. North Adelaide have won the 1972 flag at the halfway mark of the final term, going away to a lead of 7 goals to, and that's unbeatable.
Well done, Little Marsh. He's had 17 kicks. He's kicked 2 goals out of his forward pocket. He was beaten early in the game, but has come back after half-time to be a very damaging player. 17 kicks, 2 goals, and North Adelaide have got this one wrapped up.
16 minutes into the last quarter now on Channel 9. You're viewing the premiership game as it's taken away there by Light. Light from forward of the centre. Strang's across there. Across there is Sorrell, 31. Grimwood, it's taken now by Nyland. Nyland on his left foot down the way of Gerlach. Gerlach's mark.
Gerlach's mark right out on a half-forward flank, 40 metres out. A very difficult angle. The way he's kicked today, there's no chance of a goal on the ball.
Gerlach now kicking it right up. It's not a bad-looking kick, actually, but it's a small score, 1 point.
Randall Gerlach has one centre-half forward as far as getting the ball's concerned, but his kicking for goal has been atrocious.
Port Adelaide had 4 players out today. Hayes suspended, Broadbridge flew, Spencer and Kingston both out of the side, also to give them 4 out. North Adelaide, on the other hand, were without 3. Neil Sash, Patterson, their coach, and Collins was a last-minute withdrawal.
Hammond now out towards the outer side of the oval. It's not a good kick, but it's marked by Stringer.
Stringer coming into the game since half-time, getting a lot more kicks against Nyland.
North Adelaide thrashing Port at the moment as it's knocked down. Taken away there by Rebick, lost by Rebick. Still keeps his eye over the ball. Hand pass is good. It's a beauty taken there by Bonberto. Bonberto's kick is not good, but Hurl's in the front spot. Hand pass is high and aimless. Taken forward now by Rodney Robran. Lost by that player. Picked up there now by Davies. Davies out towards the left centre wing. It's very close towards the line.
That attendance figure of 56,000
not out of play though. Port Adelaide work at forward through Darryl Cale.
Darryl Cale hand passes on the way of Grimwood. Grimwood now tackled, not retarded, taken forward now, well played by the little chap as he left foots it down towards the square. Barrett, it's a goal!
Well done, Grimwood. That's his 4th goal that he's kicked against Bob Hammond in a forward pocket. The move which surprised North Adelaide early in the game, reviving a little bit in the last quarter, but too late. Grimwood, 18 kicks, 3 marks and 4 goals, has not been a passenger as far as Port Adelaide's concerned. One of the better players in the black and white side.
55 or 56,000 nearly. The attendance today makes it an all-time record for attendance in South Australian football, beating the previous record in 1967. There's Barrie Robran kicking it down towards centre half forward. Rodney Robran, a beautiful gather in, under pressure, got it out and found Stringer. Stringer lifting his game as Wally told you. Kicks to full forward. Plummer's after it. Clayton is number 10, dwelling on the ball now. Sash tackled him. He didn't have the ball and he'll get the free kick.
He had to get the free kick, Clayton. Going to the ball. Big Sash just blocked him, but the ball going to Clayton. A reliable player, hasn't done a lot though in the back.
How'd you like to be blocked by Sash at this stage of the day? Your side's about 7 goals behind, you're out on your feet, it's been around the 80s in the temperature and the 18-stone fella runs into you. There's the kick to the half-back line, off hands and taken by Marsh. Marsh snaps it in towards the goal, 1 point.
1 point only, and they're doing as they like now, North Adelaide. All the sting gone out of the Port Adelaide side. They haven't got one winning player on the ground at the moment. Marrett, who's done a magnificent job, has tired. He's down at full forward with Spawn standing in. He would have been their best player as far as I'm concerned, but he's out of the game now.
Marsh has kicked 2 goals, 1.
Chris Nat's kick out towards a half-back flank, leaping across there. Port Adelaide player. In front is Russell Ebert.
Russell Ebert, who's having a run on the ball to stand Barrie Robran, drop kicks it out to the wing.
Leaping up behind there is Jaworski. Hand passes on, taken there by Stringers. Stringer's kick is intercepted by Marsh. Well done. Marsh steadies, kicks it right down towards the square. Behind there is big Dennis Sachse, leaping up. Nat in front. Well done. Nat hand pass is clear. No, he doesn't. Back from there. Darryl Carl's across there, taken away there by Peter Wood. Peter Wood kicks out towards the left half-back flank. Players across there and Leon Mildy, but the mark is Port Adelaide. And it's going to be favouring Pearl, is it? Or no, it's not. It's Spry.
It's Big Spry that hasn't had the best of days, but that was a good mark.
Spry's kick right back towards the square. Sachse is back there. Nat this time in front. Couldn't take it. Or there was clever play from North Adelaide. A minor score there to Rodney Robran.
Rodney Robran, a more than useful game at centre-half forward, has been a pivot point. 13 kicks he's had from there, and he has 2 goals on the board.
Not like you to hesitate over a former Western Australian, Ian, in John Spry.
Spry and Spawn get tangled up a bit on that outer side as far as I'm concerned.
Nat now out towards the outer side at the 20-minute mark of the last quarter. You're viewing on Channel 9 as Chris Nat kicks it out towards the left half-back flank. Players going across there, knocked down there by Hammond, taken away there by Little Marsh. Marsh up onto his left foot, kicks it down, and Nat marks. Marsh has been one of the surprise packets of the North Adelaide sides in the final. I think he's played very useful roving performances, Wally.
Yes, Hammond is on the ball now. That means that Port Adelaide are running 2 rovers on the ball. Johnny Cale's there, and Hammond has come up with him. That's kick out towards the left half-back flank again. Leaping up there, there's a good mark.
5 minutes away from the time-on period, and Norths have got it shot to the world, leading by 6 goals 3.
Spry now on the right half-forward flank. Perhaps just back.
North Adelaide, the minor premiers for 1972, and this win today will make it their 2nd premiership in a row, and full marks to coach Mike Patterson.
Spry's kick is going to go up there. It's not marked by Port Adelaide, but the Crumbs go away, and there's a goal! Bonberto!
A goal to Bonberto, a magnificent effort by Bonberto after half-time. He's had 16 kicks. He's kicked his 2 goals. He was beaten in the roving division early in the game, mainly because Marrett and Mildy controlled the hit-outs, but he's persevered and his game has lifted, and one of the reasons that North Adelaide are where they are was Bonberto's 3rd quarter, ably helped by Phillips.
Rodney Robran's in lots of trouble as we go back with a centre bounce. Taken forward now, kicked out towards the left half forward flank. Here's a chance now for Hurl to come in. He's got possession of the ball. Hand passes back. It's good play. It goes to favour there of Marsh. Marsh steadies, props himself and boots it down towards the left half forward flank. Rebick gets carted forward. There's a good mark in defence.
Darryl Cale then over the top. A useful game, and it looks like that Rodney Robran could come off.
Kicked out towards the right half-back flank. It wouldn't make any difference. North Adelaide have got this game won to the world as Barry Hurl kicks it over towards centre half-forward, bounces awkwardly. Here's a big chance for Big Dennis Sachse going through like a Sherman tack. There's agility from the big chap. Bang! There's another goal. 6 to him and 18 to North Adelaide, who have whipped Port. Well done, the big fellow then. He missed that bunt coming at him. It was Voigt, and Voigt knows how to use himself. He just pulled the ball in, missed the bump, and belted it straight through the centre for his 6th goal. All over by the shouting. 2 minutes to go before time on. 18-14 North Adelaide, 10-11 Port.
8 goals 3 the difference, in fact, and it's not often that you see Port Adelaide get a hiding of this magnitude, but North Adelaide playing particularly well in the 3rd term, raced on 7 or 8 goals to go right away, and they're holding it to the final side. Marrett gets the tap down to Cunningham. He kicks to centre half forward, caught in the death seat with Jeff Paul. Knocked away here by Spry, and hand passed on by Spry up towards Strang. Strang for North Adelaide, a useful game today, down to the half-forward line, taken by Sorrell, smothered the ball nicely, drives to centre half-forward, through the hands there of Jaworski, backed up by Paulwell, a useful game, towards centre wing. Barrie Robran caught under the ball. He's been a great player for them today. Spawn went without the ball, and the Magpie player there on the bottom of the pack, Sorrell, who didn't like the attentions of Spawn, pushing him away. Repeating, the attendance today are close to 56,000, and that creates a record attendance ever in league football in South Australia, beating the previous best in 67. Kicked up towards the half-forward line, coming down, Strang again, the former Richmond player, kicks towards centre half-forward, through the hands of Rebick, streaking in towards the goals. Barry Hurl tried to get the handball over, ironed out, pushed away there and streaking after it now. Marsh joining in from the side. It's Hobby, the reserve, on for Port Adelaide, and he's kicked out under pressure on the full. No, he hasn't. Light, who had a tremendous first half, but been quiet since then, playing it on strongly along centre wing. Goes to the half-forward line. Little Grimwood, ever the trier, a dogged player this one, Wally.
Well, he's done well. He's kicked his 4 goals out of his pocket, and in the first half was one of the best rovers on the ground.
He's kicking untidy looking one, blocked by Port Adelaide. Gerlach trying to get down to it. Coming through Nyland. Nyland took a hard knock in the third term. Handballs over towards Cunningham, who got struck in the face with the ball. Free kick.
Yes, every inch of it. Pushed in the back. Desperation job. And it looks like big sprite on me. Pushed in the back by number 30.
Mildy looking very embarrassed about it.
Oh, wrong thing to do.
Spry kicking it away towards the half-back line. Strang's number 3, but he stands down for his teammate. And nicely marked here by Spawn. And Spawn would have to be very high in North Best today.
Time on. Good trial.
Here's the kick away from the half-back line towards centre wing. All Marrett, twisted like a corkscrew, and the mark's been paid, and I don't think anyone would deny him that, because he's tried hard all day, and he would be the pick of the ruckman. While he may any comment, he's not going to get the free kick.
Well, he didn't get it, and it's on the way now with a drop kick from Russell Ebert.
Ebert's kicked well all day. Down to the half-forward line. Barrie Robran, what a great mark, and you'll see that in the edited highlights on Channel 9 in their top-rating 12 o'clock show on Sunday, hosted by Elton Crouch. A reminder, too, that 10 to 10 tonight, following the movie, the replay of the preliminary final in the VFL today.
Hammond does it easy now as he kicks it out towards the right half-forward flank. There's a very courageous mark there by Voigt. Voigt now from the left half-back flank for Port Adelaide. Thumps it in towards the centre position. Von Berto in front, couldn't take it. There's a free kick is there, and Von Berto will get it. 2 goals he's kicked, Terry Von Berto. And he's now from the right centre wing, kicking it up towards centre half-forward. Leaping high was Rebick, and it's a good mark to Paul Marrett.
One can only admire John Cale's wish and pluck in playing today, but one must also doubt whether he's 100% fit. His advent onto the ground has not given Port Adelaide the lift that they hope for, and I'm sure it's only wrapped up in fitness. It'll be nothing to do with his heart.
There's a good mark to Gerlach. Great leaper, Gerlach. A beauty.
Good pair of hands. Centre half forward, can't kick.
Out towards the right half forward flank. Across there is Nyland, and Nyland takes the mark.
There was a comment there from Wally May.
Well, there was a good mark, Nyland, then 3 North Adelaide players coming at him. He's on his left foot. He's going to try for distance.
Goes right down towards the forward pocket, looking across there for Leon Mildy. Couldn't run out of sight of the Fock. Mildy taken away there by Spry. Spry's kick out, marked across there by Strang. Strang out towards the right centre wing. A big kick down ground, looking for a teammate, but it's Voigt. A good mark, a beauty.
Well done, Voigt. He's done well at centre half back, and he did a more than useful job against Barrie Robran early in the game.
8 goals, 3 the difference. Port Adelaide and trailing.
Left half forward flank, the kick. The mark is North Adelaide, and it's been taken across there by Gary Sprawn.
Well, he's lasted well, Sport. He's had a good last quarter, had a very torrid clashes with Paul Marrett, and a more than useful ruckman for North Adelaide.
Here's the kick away in towards the centre position. Leaping up there is Rebick, number 18, but it's a Port Adelaide kick, and it's taken there by Clayton. Clayton hand passes on the way of Sorrell. Sorrell draws a player and hand passes on to Nyland. Nyland's in lots of trouble, but gets out of it very well. Onto his left foot, kicks it deep. It's a beauty, a good 55-metre kick. Down ground, and a lovely mark there from the former Claremont player in Spry. Nonchalantly, bangs it out towards the right half-back flank. Patterson wouldn't have liked that, but they got this game won as it's taken away there by Stringer. Stringer kicks it out towards the right centre wing. Across there is Ebert, and Ebert's marked.
Ebert playing a kick behind the game now, was put on the ball to try and combat Barrie Robran, has been a failure in that job.
His kick towards the centre half-forward position, right on the siren, I'd imagine, and marked here by Barrie Robran. What a great game, sold the dummy well, and comes away from centre half-back, kicks it wide towards the half-forward flank, looking for the little rover there in Marsh. Can't find him because it's knocked away by Beswick. Beswick gets right into his back, and the free kick will be taken by North Adelaide at half-forward right.
Well, there was no doubt about it. Beswick in desperation ran right over the top of the little chap. He'll look for Dennis Sash.
Kick towards the forward pocket. Sash comes in from the back, tried to hook it in one hand, and the big bear goes in towards the goal. Handballs away to Barry Hurl, and he'll run into an open goal and put through the simplest six-pointer that you've ever seen in all your life. And North Adelaide now go to a lead of 9 goals 3. 9 goals 3, the Magpies trail.
Well, 6 goals is a thrashing. You can make your own thoughts up after that, and Hurl has kicked 3 goals from his half-forward flank, a more than useful effort for any half-forward flanker. North Adelaide controlled the game since half-time. They altered their style of play. Phillips, picking up his game magnificently, helped along.
Patterson there on the bench, and full marks to this former Victorian, the first Victorian to ever coach the South Australian side to a premiership, which he did last year, and now he's got North Adelaide up to 2 in a row, and they're a club that's found that very difficult to achieve in the past.
And there's the kick away from Cunningham. Cunningham's kick out towards the left half forward flank. Back goes Paul. Couldn't take it after a great leap picked up there by Grimwood. 4 goals he's got. Hand passes it forward looking for Hobby, who replaced Maynard. Over it goes, taken away there by Howard. Howard, a strong game on a half-back flank after a slow first quarter. Boots it out towards the right centre wing. There's a leap like a gazelle there.
They'll go to Russell Ebert. Russell Ebert in front has been paid the mark, and that's on one of the few kicks he's had in this last quarter.
Taken away now by Ebert. Ebert's kick is out towards centre half forward. It's a big one. Leaping behind there is Bry again, but it's a Port Adelaide mark. And this time again it goes to Randall Gerlach.
Gerlach hasn't been able to kick all day. Let's have a look at this one. He's kicked 1 goal,
Well,
2.
let's make it 15 metres easier. It wasn't thrown back on the full by the North Adelaide player. He's taken 12 marks, Randall Gerlach. That'll tell you, which is not a bad effort at centre half forward with Bowden Jaworski standing in. But you can't kick, you cannot play. Let's have a look at him.
Kicked out on the full on at least 2 occasions that I can remember. Let's have a look at this one. It's a better looking effort from him, but it'll still only bring 1 flag.
1 flag, he's kicked 1 goal from quite a few tries and 12 very good, strong marks.
9 goals, 2 the difference in favour of North Adelaide. We've had 5 minutes of time on, and it must be very close to the final siren, and it will be Jeff Paul by the look of it to kick in, and that's certainly an admission from North Adelaide. They've got this one to the world as they kick to the half-back line, taken here by Howard, a quick hand pass away. Taken instead by Hobby. Hobby with a hand pass over finds Cunningham. Cunningham goes past Von Berto, must have run his good 10 metres. Barr comes at him. He's on for North Adelaide. They're giving him a run in the grand final side as it goes through the hand of James. Barr's into his own player in Light. Light's got it now. A great first half from him. Quieter in the second when Phillips got on top. Comes off the boot of Barr. Barr has it in the forward pocket.
His left foot kick goes back over towards the half-back flank, and it's marked there by little Cunningham. Cunningham today has kicked 1 solitary goal. Last week he kicked 5-5. Goes forward. Gerlach will get the free kick or the mark. Doesn't matter.
Yes, well, this will be his 13th mark. I'd have paid him the mark. He was in the meat in the sandwich. He goes back. He'll have another try for those big ones. No more than 20 metres out on the siren.
There's the siren to make sure that North Adelaide go as 1972 premiers. 1914, 128 points to Port Adelaide's 10-12, 72 points. And let's have a look at these scenes now as the victorious North Adelaide side come off the ground. That's John Plummer running up to Patterson, and surrounded by North Adelaide players. There's Patterson running now towards the centre of the ground. Comment now from Eldon Crouch.
Well, the scene at the moment here at the Adelaide Oval.
There's Patterson at the moment. Eldon to come in 1 moment's time. Patterson, a very elated coach, as well he might be, the first Victorian to ever coach the South Australian side to a premiership, and now he's done it 2 years in a row, and this is something that's eluded a lot of coaches in the past out North Adelaide way.